half-assed. So, oh, I need to charge my charge my telephone. Yes,
All
sir.
right, let me.
Fire it up.
All right.
Oh,
Yo.
good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, and welcome. Welcome to Ask a Black Man Anything. I am your host, Chris Davis. How are you tonight? Um, man, I hope you are. Hey, there's my little sister, Erin, in the down in the comments. Hey, Aaron, real quick, I just want you to know that we are. Oh man, she done clicked off. Oh, where is? Oh, oh, oh. Nope, that's the wrong one. So,
Yo, yo.
Lakeisha, evening. Good evening, Lakeisha. Welcome to Ask a Black Man Anything. Lakeisha, I'm not sure if you are familiar with our group. And I just wanted to give you kind of a quick heads up. We are live on YouTube. Hey E, welcome back. You can actually go over, Lakeisha, if you're on Clubhouse, you can go over to youtube.com/ ask a black man anything, and then you'll be able to see our faces live. And if you don't want to go to YouTube, now mind you, your face won't be seen, but you'll be able to see us and interact with us over there. And if you have a question, you're welcome to join us. There's a link in the bio or in the comments where you can click and ask a question. Also, if you're on Facebook, Lakeisha, you can join us there on Facebook, facebook.com/ ask a black man anything. So, uh, yep, come on over. Come on over. So I'm probably gonna leave the clubhouse room open for maybe an hour just to see how many people pop in and how many times I have to do that same spiel. But hey, hey, is there my candle? They are
So,
cozy. I
hey,
wonder if
Chris,
you could
that
like.
that photo that photo you showed me earlier, that you showed me with your phone, that was from last week.
No, 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 no. So I had to text you the one from.
Oh, I thought that was the last week. The visit.
No, that wasn't the. No, no. I'm gonna send you that one. This is something new. Something new.
All right, let me load up. We got so many topics, man. Let me load these up.
This is I just text you the visit. So so Pete. But the visit's not going. It's the visitor is gone. Put it that way. So where am I? Here we go. Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty dead. So
All right, hold on. All right, cool. So yeah, that topic is loaded. That photo is good to go. Where's everybody at? Come on, see, bruh. We need to.
did
You
the
know
boys
what?
come in?
We gonna start telling these niggas that they can't come in if they ain't here when we first open up. It's gonna just be me and you, bro. Well, we can carry the show for 3 hours. We can carry the show for 3 hours. These niggas need to show up.
But see, you got dark side and what am I? What am I? I'm
You
I'm the Federation.
yeah, you the Federation. You like Obi-Wan and fucking Luke Skywalker.
But here's the thing though. I'm just a generally good, nice guy. I mean, I got my bad side to me, but I mean, it is what it is. Hey, Angela, over in Clubhouse, how are you, Queen?
Let me shoot on Clubhouse too. Help the algorithm. The algorithm.
Yes, sir. Come on. Angela, just real quick, if you are since you're in the audience on Clubhouse, we actually go live on YouTube today. So this show is actually live. So what you want to do, everybody here in the Clubhouse audience, you want to go to youtube.com/ask a black man anything. If that's too difficult, go to my Instagram bio, click my Clubhouse bio, scroll all the way down to the bottom, click on my Instagram page, then click on the link in my Instagram bio, and then you'll be able to just join right here on YouTube. You'll be able to see our faces and join this amazing conversation. We do it live, but we simulcast into the Clubhouse room just so you can hear it. So if you're at work and you're only in audio mode, stay in Clubhouse. But if you want to meet people in the comments and you want to interact with other people, pop on over to YouTube. We'd love to have you over there. And guess what? You are also able to get your questions answered tonight in rare form from me and the Mr. Producer over there, Shan, the other gentleman on the stage with me. So definitely want to be able to honor you with your questions, honor you folks, have your questions answered, because I'm sure you have a myriad of questions. Relationships, we answer them. Business, we answer them. Mentorship, we answer them. Fatherhood, we entrepreneurship, we talk about a lot of the ships. So join us at youtube.com/ask a black man anything. So what you mean, Leah? What you mean you're not being nosy? I know you. I know you snuggled in. So what you saying? You're not being nosy? Hey, Kim. I gotta go to the Facebook page so I can see what she's saying. Where is? Oh, I know where it is. Live chat. Let me refresh this.
What up, Tasha? Oh, Leah being nosy.
Yeah. Ah, Leah, if you were on the live last week, you will know all about the visit.
She was. She was here
I
last
know
week.
she was, but you got to go back and watch the broadcast.
She just being nosy. Who's her sister?
Oh, she talking about Carla probably. Nah, Carla's my clubhouse sister, and I hope she's talking about Carla, but no.
Has Leah ever pulled up on the live? Has she ever cammed up with us?
I thought she came last week to Demon Time, Leo.
Yeah, but did she cam up with us and come up here on live?
No, I'm saying I think she came last week, but she wasn't on camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think she came up, but she didn't ask a question.
Man, this is getting boring. We got people watching the show, we ain't got nothing to talk about. I mean, we do got shit to talk about, but it could just be me and you, or we could kill it, or we could ask these. It's 13 of us. It's always only 2. Where's the other 11 of us at? I mean, 11 of us at.
You can text me if you think you know who the visitor was. Do a dance now. No, we're not doing no dance. I don't do no jingle. I don't do no jingle jangle.
Pull up real quick, Leah.
She in bed. She cozied up. She already told me.
She don't need to. She don't have to come on camera. All we need to do is hear her voice.
Oh, I could have swore she did audio. Doctor, you got to come on stage and ask that question. You know you can't ask that question in the comments. You got to pay $100 to have me answer a question in the comments.
Yeah, we don't answer questions from the chat.
Click the link, Kasha. You know better. You can cash at me.
What up, She has been supporting me through my whole Facebook journey from day one.
You talking about this water bottle right here?
I got the same one.
Yeah, this water bottle.
You copy
water
me,
bottle
Chris.
Is true. Oh, Carla's in the comments. She's just listening. Carla just texting.
OG water bottle. Good morning. This is how you drink your water every day. Good morning, hydrate, blah, 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 blah. And it gives you the times.
My Cash App is $ ask a black man anything. That's my Cash App. But you know what's crazy though? I never pay attention to any of this.
You don't, long as you just kill it by the end of the day, right? Really, you should be drinking 2 of those. But if you could do one is fine. It's more than most that you drink. If you drink that one bottle, that's more than 80% of Americans.
Oh, so I probably drink. So my thing is, so I fill my water. Wait a minute, where am I at? So I fill it up like it's filled up to like here. Wait, here we go, like up here. And so when I drink it down to here, I mean it's the same because I fill it up with ice. So the water melts down. Carla text me. Hold on. Carla says hello. She wants me to tell you hello. She's in send me a text. But so yeah, I fill it up, and so when it gets down here, I feel like I've reached the same accomplishment. So
yeah, you good. Yeah, I don't know why people don't hydrate, man. Drinking water. Drinking water is tough. I get it. Especially if you, because most Americans we lazy. A lot of people sit at a computer.
It's not that it's tough. It's just that you have to just do it. Like people say water is nasty, right? Water's not nasty. It just has no flavor. It's not juice, right? It's not no sugar in it. You just got to do it. Like it's literally something that you just got to do. In fact, do I want to switch to my headphones? No, I'm not switching to my headphones yet. I drink it because when I go play ball, and I'm like one of the oldest dudes out there, 41, 42, and I'm playing with 25-year-olds. Water. Yeah. I might have a Gatorade, but water.
I tell people, I say, if you listen to, if you on a date or you early in a dating stage and somebody say water's nasty, just go ahead and break off. Just stop dating.
Oh yeah, kill it.
Just ain't no sense in going no further with that date.
I went out to eat earlier today with somebody that graduated from Spelman, and we was in the same little group or whatever. Her daughter's about to go to school with my kids, and we sitting down, we laughing and joking, and I ordered my drink, water. She ordered hers, water. I said, okay, all right, yeah. Now, and if I was interested, I'd be like, hey.
Yeah, but did she
So
drink it though? So you go a lot of times you go on a
yeah. Oh
date
yeah.
just with
Oh no, she
somebody,
drank it.
they'll order water with an appetizer and then wait for the actual drink, and the water that they first got when you first got to the restaurant be there the whole night. They never touched
Oh
the
no, no,
water.
no. She drank it. She drank it. And then what's crazy is my kids were like, it was like my children are so like so ready to help other kids that I was telling her, hey guy, I was telling my boys, I was like, yo, y'all gotta like tell her what y'all school is like. And like tell her all, but don't scare her because she's a girl. You know, she's not like a boy. She's not rough and tough. Man, she they jumped right in and they like forgot about us. I'm like, are we even here?
Yeah,
So,
KP said he put fruit in it. He puts lime in his water. I don't really like that fruit infused water. Like people like they put the
yeah.
watermelon and the strawberries and the apple and all that, and they let it just sit in the water for like overnight or whatever. I can never really get down with that because it's not sweet. The water doesn't end up being sweet somehow, and I'm used to water having some kind of I'm sorry, I'm used to fruit having some kind of sweet flavor to it. And it seems whenever you infuse fruit into water, at least the versions that I've had, you taste the fruit, but it's without the sugar. So I just can't get down with that. I drink a lot of BCAAs because I work out. So
What is
how
that?
I ended up killing BCAAs.
What up, Heat?
What up, Sean?
The Crenshaw Cowboy. Let me sit up tall so I can look like I'm 6 feet too. Let me bring my camera forward. Look how tall I am. You talking about?
What's the
You
deal?
feel? What's up, bro?
Chilling, chilling.
Yeah, man. We just talking about drinking some water, man. I got this thing probably about 2, 3 weeks ago, and I'm on it. I mean, I don't drink water every day, but I be trying to murder it. Man, so tell me why I'm the old man playing ball with these young cats, bro. 27, 29. I'm doing it for exercise. I ain't out there, looking like I don't know, bro. Just I know I'm old because my knees hurt.
Man, I just can't. You know what? I just realized that my bottle's in my car, and I don't feel like going out there, my driveway.
Oh, don't worry
So,
about it.
yeah, but BCAAs are your amino acids, and so there's
Oh,
like
okay.
seven. Some say it's seven, others say it's 9 essential amino acids that most humans need to have, and we usually get it from our foods, meats, dairy, whatnot. But it's like leucine. I can't even think of the name of the BC. I mean the amino acids, but BCAAs is sweet, and it has all your amino acids in it. And so, for me, like I knock out two birds with one stone. So there's one thing to have this full with just water, like straight water in ice.
Huh?
No flavor, no nothing. But if you go ahead and mix your BCAAs in there, and BCAAs is not expensive. It's like for a 30-day supply, it's like $15, $19, maybe $20 at max. At anywhere. You can get it from fucking the grocery store, you can get it from GNC, you can get it from anywhere. But you get all your amino acids. And some people use it for a pre-workout, other people use it for recovery. It's not as intense as a dedicated pre-workout or recovery. So if you get something that's like strawberry lime or fucking mango or something like that, you'll be drinking juice all day long, but it's nothing like Kool-Aid. There's no sugar, there's no calories, none of that stuff, but it's giving you all the amino acids you need. And it makes drinking the water real easy. So that's why I'm able to kill 2 of those in one day. So I'll send a link. I'll
Oh,
send you a link in the back chat. It's just something that it's one of the. Remember, I told you like there's levels to all the things that men and women should take at certain ages. Remember that post I made in the back channel months ago?
yeah, and it was lost. I should have screenshot it.
I
I
got it.
got
I
to
got it. I'll send it to
scroll
you
for
again.
months.
I'll send it again. But BCAAs is another one. So if people are having trouble drinking just straight water, just mix BCA, pick your flavor of BCAAs, drop 2 scoops in it in the middle of the day, and next thing you know, you sipping on a fucking drink. You'll never want to, if you go out to eat, like at lunch or something like that, you'll never order anything to drink because you'll have your BCAAs with you. It's real cool. So that's something that you should add as well.
Oh, okay, okay. I see it right here. So on Okay.
Yeah, most BCAAs include all the, let's say the nine essential amino acids that humans need on a daily basis.
What?
And if you don't eat and you don't get it from your food, you can get it from the supplement. So
Mango madness. Okay.
all the flavors, bro.
Watermelon. Oh, they got capsules too. Oh, that's slick. Probably just slip up to like GNC and yeah, man, just slip over to GNC and
What up,
go
Shaheed?
like that.
What's the deal?
Chilling,
Now he
man.
be mad quiet,
We
yo.
dragging our feet today. We dragging our feet. We about to be an hour. We ain't even talked about nothing.
Man, we
It's
20 minutes
football.
in.
It's football season.
Is that what it is? Shit. I
Yeah.
go back to finish doing my construction. Oh yeah, I know I'm exaggerating. I hate. Don't you hate when niggas exaggerate to get their point across? It's been 15 minutes. I'm talking about an hour.
Manuka honey? What is Manuka honey? Balanced intellect? Who is
Honey.
that?
It's honey. Manuka honey. It's not. It's another honey.
Oh, okay. I never heard of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's new.
Yeah.
That's new.
I guess that makes it. That makes it. But look, balanced intellect. Why do you add Manuka honey? Is it to make it so you can drink the water easier, or is it some other health benefit that you add that honey into it?
Yo,
See,
that's so D. Look at DB.
DB got it. That's so Extend is a good brand. I don't drink Extend. I have tried it before, but DB got the BCAA. So if you use that in your water, you be guzzling these motherfuckers all day long, every day, all day long, every day. And bro, your piss will never be yellow. You can say goodbye to yellow piss. You won't even see that no more. And then you just start feeling better. Yep.
Girl, what flavor you got?
Strawberry kiwi.
Strawberry kiwi. Huh.
Yeah, it's a must, man. As you get older, your body doesn't actually utilize the BCAAs like it should, so you have to actually supplement your body. And even with that, your body will you have to do it on a daily because your body will because it's just used to doing whatever your diet is. Your body is just going to absorb. If you have a poor diet, then your body is going to acclimate to a poor diet. But once you start to cleanse it and start to put, different supplements in and start to eat different things, I'm not saying, I'm about that health kick because I'm older. I got too many bad health reports. So, them BCAAs are a must.
There you go. We getting feedback. Somebody is playing Clubhouse or YouTube. Make sure you turn it down.
Oh, let me see. There was no mute. That might be me. Let me see.
Let me go see if I find that that list. I don't even know where I put it. I know I got it somewhere.
I'm
I'm
gonna eat later.
All right, I got it. I got the list right here. I wonder if I could get it on screen. Let me see.
I can't.
Okay, then. All right, then.
Uh-oh. DB, your hot mic.
Nah, he Fed's not watching no more. The Feds is watching. The Feds is watching, DB. That's almost as bad as Shaheed never looking up. Yo, hey, I'm about to send you something. I'm gonna text you something. I'm gonna text you something right now. Hold on, let me send you something. I'm gonna be out. No, I'm not gonna send you that one. I'm gonna send you that one right there. Check your text, see.
Who's
Hey,
that?
Jessica and Candle and Dr. Avis King Morris over on Clubhouse. Welcome to Um, on Clubhouse. Want to welcome you all to Ask a Black Man Anything. Um, I want to just let you all know that we are actually live on YouTube. So if you're in a place where you're on audio only, um, if you're in a place where you can do audio only, here's the thing. You what you want to do is you want to click the link on my Clubhouse bio, and then scroll down to the very bottom. Click my Instagram link, all right, and then click on the link in my Instagram page in my Instagram bio. And here's what you can do: you can join us live and see our interactions and see our comments and see everybody in the comments and interact with us. So we want to officially welcome you to Ask a Black Man Anything. If you're on Clubhouse, if you are joining us for the first time, come on and join us over on youtube.com/ Ask a Black Man Anything. And since we're getting a late start, that's perfectly fine. We still gonna end on time. I want to welcome the gentleman to the stage. Welcome to the building for Friday Junior, as I like to call it. Shahid, Daryl, and Shannon. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, gentlemen.
Shahid Muhammad out of Los Angeles, California, one half of the Everybody's Right podcast with my brother Steve. I'm excited. It's episode 10. We here. It's a benchmark. DB, it's on you.
Thanks, Shahid. This is Daryl Bailey from Baltimore, Maryland. And 2.5 months of this. We really rocking, and definitely want to just really get into what tonight's topic is and see how y'all feel about it. On you, Shan.
It's your boy Shan, 49-year-old Gemini from Los Angeles, California. It's good to be here. Love talking about great stuff. Let's get into it.
Hey, everybody. Great evening. Since he want to give his sign, I'm a Capricorn, which means that we are always great because guess what? Our spirit animal is the GOAT, the greatest of all times. New Year's Eve is my birthday, so if you want to buy me a gift, I'm here for that. I definitely look forward to your gifts. But I'm Chris Davis. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, by way of Buffalo, New York. I am CEO of the Pink Sip LLC, a virtual customer service staffing agency, and I'm also the author of this great book, The Edge of Greatness. You want to go ahead and grab this book. If you go to Amazon, you can click on The Edge of Greatness by Chris Davis. Grab this book. I would love your support. It will walk you to your personal edge of greatness so you too can become great in your own way, like Michael Jordan, Oprah, and the others. And I appreciate you. And so with that being said, man, let's hop right into it. Let's get busy. Shan, load up that first hot topic, good sir.
No, so look, I switched it up. I want to talk about this right here. That's the list. So this is the list that I've compiled over the last 15 years on fitness. You know, people always ask me how did I reverse my aging and somehow find the fountain of youth. I said it's always in the kitchen and the gym, right? And so I'm in the gym often. But here's the list of things. And so you can always refer back to this video if you ever want to see it because it's up on the screen. So here's the thing. If you're 20 to 30 years old, and this is for everybody, right? So the reason why I wrote both is that's both men and women. If you're 20 to 30, one thing that I didn't do was take a multivitamin. Like, so you just, in America, I have diverticulitis. If you ever look up, half of Americans have diverticulitis and don't know it. Then there's another level called complex diverticulitis, is where you find out that you have it, right? Where it's painful. But the reason why most people in America have diverticulitis and don't know it is because of processed foods. And so what diverticulitis means is that there's little in your colon, in our gut, there's little pockets that, because originally humans, before we kind of evolved based on this processed food, our colon was smooth as like a regular tube, just a smooth, clean tube, because we ate all natural foods. We ate off the land for hundreds and hundreds of years. Taking poops was easy. Nobody, like, constipation wasn't really a thing before the year 1900. So people just took shits. It was no problem, right? And then welcome to the Industrial Revolution. Welcome to fast food. Welcome to processed foods. And then welcome to Pepto-Bismol. And welcome to fucking diverticulitis. And so what happens is a lot of people now are not eating all the stuff that they're supposed to eat that the food on the lands used to give us naturally. So one of our biggest problems is fiber. And when you don't have a lot of fiber in your food, you're not going to get that in any fucking cakes, cookies, pies, Hostess, ding dongs, Twinkies and shit like that. And you rarely get it out of any fast food whatsoever. We're just not eating the shit that we're supposed to eat. And so that's why, people are sick, fat, unhealthy, diabetes, all kind of shit, right? So even kids in their 20s today, where they didn't have to do this 200 years ago, but kids in their 20s today should always take a multivitamin. So the list shows that if you're 20 to 30 years old, you should take a multivitamin every day, 7 days a week for the rest of your life, period. That's just the way that goes. For men, you can get a one a day for men's, or it really doesn't matter which one you get. But a good multivitamin is what everybody should take. And once you get 30 years old, once you cross over from 29 to 30 years old, you take your multivitamin 7 days a week, but you also need to start taking fiber. And fiber is the reason why I'm talking about the diverticulitis, because we don't get enough fiber in our foods. The doctor, after I got discovered with my diverticulitis, the doctor told me I had to eat 35 grams of fiber every day. That shit is hard to do. Just going to the grocery store is hard to find that. Once you get over 35 years old, once you cross from 34 to 35, you need to take your multivitamin. You need to take fiber, a fiber supplement, and then you want to take fish oil or omega-3s. It's one and the same, right? So you want to take your fish oil and omega-3s plus your multivitamin plus your fiber supplement. Once you turn 40, and this is for you, Chris. Once you turn 40, you need to have 4. See, I take 7 pills a day, all of them supplements. This not. Medically, I'm in tip-top shape. I got a clean bill of health. I'm strong as an ox, and there's nothing prescribed. But everything that all the little pills I take are all supplements and vitamins to make me who that is part of my age reversal, right? So once you get over 40, you need to take your multivitamin. You got to take your fiber. You want to take your omega-3, and you want to take some probiotic. So you want to get a probiotic. 5 billion parts per million is cool. Anything above 5 billion parts per million, you're going to be good to go. So you need a probiotic, a multivitamin, your fish oil, and your fiber supplement. And that's what you're supposed to take every day, Chris. And if you're not taking that every day you wake up, then you on the wrong track. Once you get over 45, you need to take your multivitamin, your fiber, you need to take your omega-3s, your probiotic, and you need to add CoQ10. You want to add CoQ10. And then if you're a guy, this is not for women, but if you're a guy and if you're still having sex, our testosterone, we really start producing testosterone at around age 35. So Shahid is good. He's making his still. Robert's still making his. Robert's still making his testosterone, but me, Daryl, and Chris, our testosterone factory is kind of like out of business right now, son. So if you want to get it, you want to have fun in the bed, you want to please your woman, you want to have that kind of energy, and it's not about getting it up. This has nothing to do with erectile dysfunction. This has everything to do with stamina. See, it's one thing to get in bed and be able to have sex with your girl for 2 minutes, but if you tuck her out after 2 minutes, bro, then you're gonna have a problem. There's a whole nother issue with that. But if you want to be able to fuck for an hour, you got to have the stamina and the strength to do that. Now, of course, there's the gym, there's cardio. That's why I always promote cardio. But you gotta have some testosterone so you can make those good hard fucking, when you bust a good hard nut and you giving it to your girl like she really wants it. So if you're over 45 years old, all men should be taking testosterone. Now, I would suggest that you go get professionally checked.
41.
Yeah. So you ain't got to worry about that. But I would suggest that you go get professionally checked and get your testosterone levels checked. Doing get a whole blood workup. It's only like $200-$300 to get a full blood workup.
So last year, completely transparent. I went to get checked, because things weren't working like they were supposed to. And the doctor was checking my testosterone levels, and he was like, "This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. What else is wrong?" He's like eliminating everything. He said the testosterone is great. This is great. This is great. He said I could give you a testosterone shot or tablet, but that doesn't seem to be the problem. He said, "Well, what?" He said, so he's asking me, like what is different. And so I'm telling him about my routine, about what I was doing, through that weekend, and how my activities, my proclivities for the weekend that in 2020. And he was like, well, let me ask you this. He said, are you unusually stressed? He said, have you been arguing or yelling or screaming, and just, is there a different scenario that's unusual? And I said, damn, doc, yeah. Like, I've been arguing for about like 3 weeks with my ex. Well, my girl, I said my girl. I said, yeah, we just literally just have not been able to get on the same page. I said, yeah. So he gave me some Cindafil, and things are great.
What's Cindafil?
The generic form of Viagra.
Okay.
And it was great. So now what I do when I want to, go a long time, I get the first one out, and then I just come back for round 2.
Got you.
But
you didn't. When he offered you the testosterone shot, you didn't take it?
Nah, because he said my testosterone levels were so good that I didn't need it. It wasn't like it was low. It's just that. So what I didn't realize at 40 is that when you're stressed and you're arguing and you fussing, that affects your libido. I had no clue. Like, I mean,
hell yeah.
I'm usually able to,
Hell yeah.
I
a lot of women, a lot of women get upset when they're in a relationship with a man and then they discover that he still watches porn and he jacks off as opposed to dealing with her. But a lot of times what the women won't hear is that she's stressing him out. And for him, because men need to have sex and we need that release and we have to, have an orgasm. For us, it's easier and faster just to stroke one out real quick and be done with it than dealing with all the extra shit that we got to do with somebody that we arguing with all the time. And so knowing that we gonna be in a, it's one thing to be sexual and be fun, but if you are mentally checked out, it's easier sometimes to just go watch Pornhub. And women have a problem with that, but then a lot of times people are not realizing that sometimes that they're the source of that particular problem. And so here you are going to get a full checkup, and the doctor's like, Chris, you got a clean bill of health, man. What's going on? Your testosterone's good, your blood level, your cholesterol, everything is good. I don't know what are you? I'm fighting all the goddamn time with my girl. Oh well, yeah, man, you're gonna have an issue there. But here's a question for you, Chris: are you still on that, or do you still need it now that you're not fighting as much?
What, the Cindafil?
Yeah.
No, so I mean, I haven't taken it in. So let me rephrase. So I never really needed it. So I used it when I needed it last year, right? And that was like maybe summertime. But I only used it maybe like once. But what's crazy is we ended up breaking up May, June. And so over the summertime, when I was, involved with, other people or having interactions, or even just if I was around another woman that I was attracted to, I noticed that since I wasn't arguing with her, like even if we like just kissed or we hugged or any type of, affectionate communication, or, even if we talking on the phone, it was literally like I didn't need it, because now that stressor is gone. I'm not saying that she was a stressor, but just the arguing was a stressor. And now I'm able to be free and I don't need it anymore. So now it's more like I use it more like an advantage.
As a booster.
Yeah, like a booster versus
a necessity.
Let me as a necessity. So give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
So there's a natural herbs, 6 of them, when combined: cacao, pomegranate, figs.
Wait. Daryl, say it again.
Ashwagandha. So ashwagandha, they found that that's the seventh one. But
take it from the top. Take it from the top, Daryl.
So we're gonna go with figs first, pomegranate, cacao, maca, what's the other one? What's the pink one? The green one? Avocado, and I forgot what the sixth one is. It's in my cabinet. But I'm telling you, when you combine those 6 with ashwagandha and nitrous oxide,
I was about to say nitrous oxide. That oxygen
you don't
levels
need
keep your oxygen.
you don't need any of that. You could go 2-3 hours with those 6 combined, and I use that in my shakes. But but it's still, to me, it's still a mental thing to get to that point. And when you're really into your mate and you got all of that working in your system, when you get older, sildenafil, you don't even need it.
Hey, make sure you give me that 6 one on the back channel, man, so I can so I can test that out.
I got you. Matter of fact, I got it in I got it saved to my phone, but I don't want to look down because I want to stay focused tonight because this is real.
Shaheed looking at us like these old ass niggas. They don't know. I don't need none of this shit. He's saying that today.
Take notes, Shaheed. 5 years from now, 6, 7 years from now.
Shaheed like, I don't need none of that shit. I'm good.
Wait.
When you looking like, what the hell? You ain't playing today? You ain't on the team today?
Shaheed ain't even got no children. So let him get a woman and 1 or 2 kids, and he got to run behind the kids, and he tired, and he might have hooped, and he worked, and he rode a horse, and he 39.
Yeah.
He gonna be like,
hey fellas, what was that list that you gave us about 5 years ago?
Right.
He said, I lost it. I was looking for it. I was scrolling. I couldn't find it in my search. Can you shoot that to me again real quick?
But that nitrous oxide, that's a fact. A lot of people don't know that also helps in that category too, but it should be a no-brainer because it promotes blood flow in general anyway.
Now, I wanted to speak on what Shan mentioned earlier about like that mental capacity that it takes to actually get invested in your sexual partner. That's the real thing. Like, I would really rather go just get one off myself versus like, no matter how beautiful you are, no matter how bad your body is or whatever, it's easier to just go get one off on your own versus having to struggle to like be sensual with you, or because we as men, we can't just treat women like pieces of meat. When we need one, we just go, hey, bend over. We can't do that, right?
Yeah.
So we have to like,
we try, but it don't work.
Yeah, we have to like be affectionate, a little foreplay. We got to kiss on you and get you in that mood. Because that's what most women want. But after we didn't fought for the whole week, just mentally, man, we can't. It's hard for us to get there. Like, you know what I mean? So that's a huge piece, and I'm glad you brought that up, Chris, because you know what I mean. I never knew that.
Ladies in the chat, type of number one. If you're the kind of woman that when your man come home, you just drop to your knees and take care of him, because that's important.
So
that's important. Do you take care of your man when he comes home sexually, where it doesn't require him to do much, doesn't require a lot of foreplay, doesn't require a lot of extra thought or anything like that, that that he's out there doing stuff. Maybe he was out working in the yard, maybe he was out building something, maybe he was dealing with corporate, and he gets home and he's frustrated, and I ain't talking about the cooking. I know you took care of the food, but are you the kind of woman that when he gets home, right then and there, maybe right at the front door, you drop and you take care of your man? Go ahead, Chris.
Sorry, I was a little distracted. Sorry, a little distracted here. But I'm back. So yeah, the mental part, the headache part, the arguing part, it plays in a very large role, and you don't know how much it affects you until it really starts to affect you. Like your mind, and that's why you can literally go and have sex with another woman that's not your main chick because she's not bringing you that same argumentative. She's providing a completely different environment. And so now your mind can actually be at rest, right? But at the same time, and I mean, I know it's like, so I hear you, for me as a coach or dating coach or whatever y'all, people call me on the internet. Uh, Women will say, well, the men got to do it too. I can probably guarantee you men won't really argue if you just talk. And I don't mean talk at me, but like you say you state your position, and then you allow me to state my position. It's really funny. It actually brings up something I think I posted earlier this week, but actually Trill actually talked about it in his podcast, in the Cruise Season podcast. He talked about how men have to tiptoe around and say things in the right tone or in the right context and say it all right in order for a woman to digest it. But a woman on the flip side can say whatever she wants, however she wants, when she wants, in whatever tone she wants, and she doesn't have to tiptoe around. And I'm just like, why is it that I have to be so walk on eggshells, but you as my counterpart don't, right? I think we both need to practice where we're not yelling, where we're not, mentally abusing each other, because that's really what it is, or verbally, right? You're assaulting me with your words. And before we kind of jump into it real deep, I want to make sure I address everybody here on Clubhouse. Welcome, Andrea, Crystal, Faith, Kim, Shalise, William, Antoine, and author Latoya Nicole. I want to welcome you all to the room. We are live on Clubhouse, but this is actually a simulcast. So we're truly live on YouTube. And so what we want you to do is to join us live on youtube.com/askablackmananything, right? If that's too much for you to actually remember, click on my Instagram bio, click on my Clubhouse bio, scroll to the bottom, click on my Instagram bio, click on the
That's
link
a lot
in
more,
my
bro.
YouTube. Click on the link in my Instagram bio, and there you have it. You'll be able to join us live. It is pretty simple. The title of this club is Ask a Black Man Anything. You can find us on YouTube and on Facebook. Join us live over there. You'll be able to interact with people in the comments, and you will also be able to ask a question. The raise hand feature is off on Clubhouse, but we want you to actually join us live. You don't have to come on camera, but we do want you to join us in the comments, because guess what? We want you all to be there. And with that being said, I do want to welcome Robert and Trill. There we go. He got his audio connected. Welcome, Trill, to the conversation, Robert and AC. What we're talking about is AC, because I don't know if you were on YouTube, but we're talking about the mental anguish. And I was just saying that you had posted it earlier with your podcast, how men have to tiptoe around women when they talk, but women will say whatever they want in whatever tone, and that will affect a man when it comes to our virility, or is it virility? Is that the word I'm looking for?
Fertility.
For our sexual, our libido. It affects us sexually. So we won't be able to rise to the occasion or do it to the best of our ability. So jump right in, fellas, and comment. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, I think it's long overdue for us to just start speaking up, just speaking our minds, man. Because again, like a lot of men, we get caught up in the whole, man, I don't feel like arguing. I don't want to argue. I don't want to go back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. So I'm going to say what I got to say to get out this situation. Now, that's not saying I'm not going to say like what I want to say to try to get my point across, but I'm going to really be real careful with how I say it. I'm going to tailor it a certain way. I'm going to tiptoe a little bit, because I got to guard, against your self-esteem, because women take everything personal. And that just is what it is. A lot of women will deny that. Oh, no, you could just, if you're feeling something, you can just say it to me. Anybody that's been in any kind of relationship with a woman for a short period, long period, we know better than that. We know its consequences. We ain't just going to sit here and say, hey, nah, your ass need to go work out, or your cooking last night, it was terrible. You know what I'm saying? I need a little bit more effort. The sex you gave me last night, You know what I'm saying? Like if you say that, now you got to hear that for the next year and a half. Every time an argument come up, she gonna tell it back. Oh well, you could just go to your mama house and get some cooking if you don't want like mine, or go mess with your other hoes if you don't want. Like it's that type of stuff that we got to just keep hearing. It can't just the conversation just doesn't die right there, right? It's like okay, compared to when it's us, if she's fed up about something, she just gonna come out and say it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, I feel like you're not romantic. I feel like you don't appreciate me enough. I feel like you don't take me anywhere. We don't go anywhere. We don't buy it. Like so it's that type of thing. And it's sarcasm behind it. It's attitude behind it. And as a man, you're just supposed to take that. You know what? All right. I'm gonna work on that. All right, I'm gonna fix that. But on the other end, like women get to hide behind tone, get to hide behind delivery, things like that. When in reality, we ain't even raising our voice when we saying it. But just because she don't like what we saying, the tone is off, the delivery is off. No, you just don't like what I'm saying. So that's the type of stuff that we got to guard against.
I'm hurting your feelings. Shaheed, what you got, bro?
It's to Trill's point, like a woman can say anything in any circumstance and we got to take it. Like my best friend from my childhood could have just died the day before. And, if she want to get off whatever she want to get off, I got to just accept it. You know what I mean? It ain't circumstantial. It ain't about tone. It ain't about nothing. When she want to get hers off, she going to let it rip. And I just got to receive it. Like you could be screaming at me from the top of the lungs. Like, and you screaming so loud, I can't even hear you. Your words ain't clear. You're not articulating yourself properly. But I'm supposed to process that. Take heed to it. We could be throwing the kitchen sink at one another, but you expect me in that moment to have heard your message, to process it, and to deliver upon it after it's all said and done. Like that's just the reality. But like Trill said, we say one thing, if the tone ain't right, if she on her period, or she ain't in the mood, or she was, the kids was yelling, whatever it is. There's so many ways out of it. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
You know what, Shaheed and Trill, y'all touched on something. And I said this 7 weeks ago, a man can't afford to take one day off. Period. Really? I said that. And this includes this because, I am not trying to label women and put them all in a certain particular category, but there's a time when love becomes lopsided, whereas you want us to hear you and do what you say or follow what you're saying, but when that time is reciprocated, it's not the same. It's not even on equal plane. It's almost like unrequited love. Like I keep giving to you, I keep doing what you want me to do, but at the same time, you're not reciprocating the same in kind. And it will affect your sex life, your emotional state, as far as being emotionally available to your mate, because I'm gonna tell you, that's when men start to come home and sit in their driveway or pull up in the daggone garage and be like, all right, let me get 15 minutes, get myself together. I don't know what state she gonna be in when I walk through this door, but you know what? I'm gonna try to put my game face on, and I'm gonna walk in, and I'm gonna take whatever she got. I'm gonna process it, and I'm gonna get. In the meantime, I need to get my downtime coming in from what I came from, so that we can coexist in a place called love. And it's just sometimes it's just not the same, and it will affect everything from sex to toothpaste. He didn't push the toothpaste from the bottom and get it all the way up to the top. You'd be surprised. Then you start nitpicking and picking at each other because you're not communicating the same thing on the same level, emotionally, spiritually, or even sexually. And don't let finances be a part of this either, because man, I'm gonna go ahead and mute my mic right now. I'm gonna just
you know what's interesting?
I'm tripping out on y'all.
What is super
I'm really
interesting?
tripping out on y'all.
No,
go ahead, because I'm
I'm watching it. I'm watching the chat, and I'm hearing what kind of women are y'all dating?
I'm seeing that too.
What kind of women are y'all dating? Ooh,
well, hold on. Let me jump in here then. Let me jump in right there because I didn't see the chat. But that's what I'm finna say. Look, you guys call me the mushy one and all this other stuff, and I get it, right? But I'm not dealing with the same stuff y'all dealing with. Women don't talk to me any type of way, and if they do, we have a conversation. We nip that in the bud, and going forward, we don't communicate with each other like that. We communicate with each other respectively.
We're not talking about how they talk to us. We're talking about we don't get the same grace we're not even talking about raising.
Okay, bet.
Communicating, just basic communication.
Okay, bet. Y'all also say I'm kind of a wordsmith, and maybe that works in my favor sometimes because every now and then it's just a matter of understanding how the person reacts, to whatever it is you're going to say. Some people, they need to be yelled at. Some people you need to talk to softly. Some people you need to reason with them. And it's understanding your mate that you're with. And if you're able to effectively communicate, a lot of times you can avoid those arguments. If you're effectively able to get your point across and still say, you know what?
Wait, who? You talking about the men?
I'm telling you right now, you can be like, you know what? Look, I told you, I have a requirement, right? It's a prerequisite. I must get head like 3 times a week. It comes in at the gate. You must know that.
But having a different conversation. Let me give you an example.
I'm about to tell you. I'm about to bring it together because it's like, but don't give it to me if you're not going to be gung ho about it. If you're not going to be excited about it, you might as well not even do it. Because if you do it, I'm gonna take it. I'm not gonna count it because it doesn't mean anything to me because you didn't want to do it. I don't want you to be sitting there giving me some boring ass head. I want the real deal. I want you to be into it and all that because whenever I take care of you, I'm gonna take care of you. So on those type of conversations where you tell a woman, "Hey, your head game last night that wasn't cool," like y'all saying, and they gonna pop off. Nah, it's the way you deliver the message that's different.
Real quick, Daryl, let me jump in. Now, we're not saying that, Rob. So, for example, we could tell a woman, "Hey, that's a nice dress. That's dope. I like that." But the fact that we didn't say it with a level of excitement and like our eyes popped out of our head, they don't even hear that we said, "That's a dope dress. I liked that." All because we didn't say it with the enthusiasm that they wanted. I had a woman literally, we ruined the whole weekend trip all because I didn't run into her arms and have a sign for her when I picked her up from the airport. She didn't process that. I said, I'm good. I'm happy to see you, or I missed you, or whatever. It wasn't presented in the package. Wanted it in. That's what we're talking about. They disregard the message based on the package that is wrapped in.
And what I'm talking about is what I'm seeing in the chat. What I see in the chat is all the women that's saying, "Oh, women." Oftentimes, when they listen to men talk about women, they make it seem like we ain't talking about them. We talking about every one of y'all in the chat that think that we ain't talking about you.
Yep.
All you women in the chat that are saying, "Oh, I'm not like that." "Oh, what kind of women are y'all dating?" "Oh, I don't understand. Well, what kind of people are you around?" We're talking to you, because most of you guys don't think that your shit stink. You can't smell your own breath. You think that you're perfect. You think you got it all together, and we're actually talking about you. And if I was to dissect,
that's the thing.
If I was to dissect your life, and if I was to be able to be a fly on the wall of your bedroom, I guarantee you the shit that we're talking about right here would apply to you, ladies.
Okay, so that's the thing. Like with Shahid's example, especially if you knew it coming in that she likes to be gassed up or whatever. Whenever she see you, she want that, "Hey, boo," all that extraness. Why not give them that package? Like, how much more energy is it gonna take to do that and avoid everything else?
I am who I am. I'm not
okay. And on top of that, that's what I tell people. Look, because I've been told certain things, and I'm like, if that's what you think of me, treat me accordingly. Like, know this about me, and when you come to me, don't expect anything different. That's who I am. But at the same time, like if she hit you up and you was like, "This is who I am," you could still gas her up in other ways and let her know how much you actually do appreciate her being there. And it still gets the point across. And I think a lot of times
Rob,
we get to the point where we'll let it go back and forth. Like we let it go back and forth because we being picky too.
What you missing though, Rob, is I could have just, for example, the example where I gave, like, that's a dope dress. You look nice in it. I couldn't have said nothing, and then that would have been an issue. Now, the fact that I took initiative and I said something, you said, well, why you say it like that? Say it with some say it like you mean it, say it like you're excited. It's not, you're rarely going to meet a woman that's going to accept the message. Once you give the message, they have a problem how it was delivered.
And why is it always us that got to bend though? That's my issue.
It go both ways.
Just like you said, like if you know that's how she is, like why don't you just get that to her? Yeah, just like I know how she is. She knew how I was, and I'm laid back and I'm chill and I'm not gonna be animated. That's not who I am. So why do I have to bend and you don't?
I know, but I know.
Rob, real quick, let me tell you something about I said real quick, and I'm gonna let you have it because I'm not gonna jump in all night. But my aunt said something to me that I think that is so key. I haven't talked to my aunt, and I can't tell you how many years, but she's been married to my uncle for 35 years, right? What she said is that there are some times that his name Uncle Buck. She said, Uncle Buck just gets on my nerves, and I might say what I'm gonna say. I might not like how he might not like how I say it. But I'm gonna say it, and that's the end of it. This is 35 years now. She's 70. And she also said there are times where your uncle, he gets on my last nerves, but I love him. And I might not, and I know I don't like what he said because he's hard-headed and he's stubborn. But he says what he wants to say, and we deal with it and we move on. There are way more women, in my opinion, who don't listen to the words, they listen to the feeling that they feel when they hear the words.
Not according to Robert.
That's the problem. It's
Robert.
not
Robert
what
said,
I actually
Robert said it's our fault.
It's what your words said. Yeah, I see. It's how your words made me feel. And so because their words make them feel a certain way, then that's what they respond to. Okay. How many times have we seen here on Clubhouse or on YouTube? You say something, and a woman will reply to nothing that you said because what she felt you said. And then we have to come back and say, oh, no, I didn't say that. That's not what I said at all. You
not
heard me say that.
Robert's rooms is different.
No, facts. Like, I don't disagree with your point, Chris, but where
why can't you say you agree with my point? What's up with that?
Okay, I agree with your point, but there's a difference. There's a difference. But see, hold on. The difference
I agree,
is y'all
right.
Like, y'all act like
he
y'all
said,
don't know
I don't
that
disagree.
going in.
Y'all
act like y'all don't know that going in. Y'all act like y'all don't know going in that.
Robert, listen.
Hold on.
Women create a set of rules that they never tell us to have to play by. And I know it's true.
Learn the rules. Like, it's not that hard. Learn the rule. Like,
when do you get the playbook? When do you get the rule book, Robert? You get the rule. You said you get the rule book up front.
Individual. When you pay attention to each individual, you learn a whole lot. Just like
Robert isn't. Robert isn't. I don't know what planet he's from.
Hold on, I'm about to
Robert
tell you.
is in his feminine energy right now.
I'm about to go. I'm actually in my masculine. Y'all niggas is in the feminine.
From an ideal world that I've never seen.
I'm about to go back to Shahid's point. Even Shahid's example, where Shahid is chill. I get his temperament. I'm usually pretty chill too. But at the same time, I know Shahid know how to look a woman up and down. Be like, look, baby, I know that dress is fitting nice on you, and she gonna appreciate that shit way more than you saying it the way you said it. And she said she didn't appreciate it. It's a matter of realizing who you are and how you can use your energy and your words to affect how people react to you. Right now, y'all talking about I'm in my feminine energy, but y'all run around acting like some of y'all act extra masculine. And that extra masculinity doesn't allow you to see what other people are, how other people react to you, how other people see you in whatever light. So you operate in that and you expect, and you're right, you expect them to respond to you in the way that you want them to. But because you lack the ability to see the other side, you don't have any room for their side. It's more like y'all got to compromise with the man. Y'all got to do this with the man. If a man walks in, as soon as a man walks in the house, y'all supposed to drop down and give him head.
Question.
We all love that. I give you, but it's not the way it works.
Question. Just on average, Robert, I got a question. Would you say that men bend more for women in terms of their feelings than they bend for us on average?
That has not been my experience. That's what I would say.
Okay,
that has not been my experience. But I will say, judging from other people that I do know, yeah, men bend more. But it's typically, but typically men bend more because they don't know how to interact with their woman. They don't know how to converse with their woman so that they can actually get the response that they want. I did that. I tried to force the way that I wanted to love my ex-wife. I tried to force that on her, and I tried to tell her, hey, I need you to love me this way. This is what I need from you. But all the while, I was not giving her what it was that she actually needed to give me back that love.
So you sitting there preaching to us and you ain't even practice the shit, Robert. You sitting there preaching to us and you talking about how you failed in doing the goddamn shit. You talking theoretically?
I'm telling you what I learned 10 years ago. I'm telling you what I learned 10 years ago, and I put into practice, and I see different results. Like I used to be with people that I would always have these arguments. They would say whatever they wanted to say. Their tongue would be hella loose. Till I learned, okay, this person, I got to deal with this person like this to get the best reaction from them. We don't have those conversations no more. You ain't going to call me out my name no more. We going to have some real conversations.
This sounds like a whole power trip, man. People play Clayton.
But that's the thing is y'all sound like a power trip right now. But that's the funny part. Watch.
You done swung this whole conversation, the pendulum all the way through.
But look at the comments. I ain't even on YouTube. Look at the
comments. How can it be a power trip if we been more than them? That's what I'm.
The comments is because you simping. Shit, this comments is
not about simping.
When you simp, nigga, you gonna get all the women. Robert, yes, Robert. You goddamn right. Looking at the.
It's not even about simping. It's about
Obi-Wan.
Robert is not part of the Federation.
Hold on, it's about being strong
Robert is not part of the Federation
to identify with
other
people, and that's what
he's the leader. No. Robert is the leader of the Federation. Robert is fucking. Robert is Luke Skywalker. Robert is Luke goddamn Skywalker. When I
what the problem is that it always has to be a condition for us to get the best version of her.
Exactly.
Like we always have to appeal. Like we got learn her, learn how she is, adjust, move, bend to how she is. But again, when we talking about conditions, right? Like when she is just not being the nicest person in the world, and when she's extra emotional, and when she's this and she's that, it's always a way out. It's always an excuse for it. And it's like, okay, take me as I am. Don't love me on condition. But when it's us, we gotta move. You know what I'm saying? We only get the best version of her based on how we act or based on our condition.
But that's the thing. That's let me respond to that real fast, because that's what we think. And I see it all the time. And I always tell people, we tend to believe that they're not giving us what we want, but we do all the bending and whatever. But at the same time, we never really look at ourselves and say, are we really giving our best? Because they're not giving us our best. And half the time we'll hold back because they're holding back. We won't do something because they won't do something. So therefore we start holding back too. And now we're just going back and forth in that trend, right? Opposed to saying
it's cap and gain, man. Look. At the end of the day, you should never.
I'll be right back, man. I gotta walk away real fast. I'm sorry. I gotta walk away fast.
Yeah, walk away.
Yeah, he gonna start a fire and then walk away.
Robert come here. He drop a grenade.
Get some more logs.
Hey, Robert come in here.
He throw a grenade. He drop a grenade in the room and then leave.
What kind of? Man, we kicking you off as a black man.
He went straight. It's official. He went straight Bruno Mars on us. Went from I jump on a grenade for you, and then I'm gonna leave the door open. So I mean, what's really going on here is the bait and switch, man. And
Robert in love.
When you start to play that game, and things are not if they're not reciprocated, and it seems like people are being manipulated to do certain things, that's when it becomes a problem. Why can't it be natural? Why, if you say you want unconditional love, it comes with conditions?
I just realized that Robert probably got company. Robert probably got company.
Robert is in love. Robert probably got in love, and he
all being in love though.
I'm in love. I'm gonna tell you the damn truth. Ain't nobody gonna stop me from telling the truth. I'm in love. I've been in love for 13 years.
Hold on. Listen, I know you love your wife, right? But here's the thing. Robert probably got that butterfly new love. You know how
he in that honeymoon stage. Yeah, he in that honeymoon stage. He had right now. His boo said, "Get off camera. Come over here and give me some kisses." And he was like, "All right, y'all. I'll be right back." She said, "Give me some kisses, Robert. I love what you're saying, baby. Come on over here and give mama some kisses."
Boy, it's pandering at elite levels. I ain't never seen that kind of pandering.
But reality is, like Robert is speaking from a position of conditioning. As men, we've been conditioned to always do things for women, even if it's like it ain't. Don't talk to your sister that way. Don't do this that way. That's a girl. That we always are taught to be in that position to give just a little more, accept just a little more. If you get hit, don't hit back. Not figuratively, not literally, just figuratively. We as men have always been in that position. To Trill's point, I don't feel like arguing. So I'm not going to say what I truly feel because I know what type of emotional response is going to come with this. You know what I mean? Like that we've been taught that and conditioned that way as men.
You know what's really funny? I'm gonna share this with you. And I wasn't gonna say much because I really kind of just wanted y'all to just dive in. But to your point, it's so crazy because I'm listening to myself have a conversation with my children earlier, Shaheed. I literally just so one of my friends, one of the young ladies I know.
All in the building. We need you here.
I need some more Sith. I need some Sith in this motherfucker. I need some Darths in this motherfucker.
So, let me make this point real quick. We went out to eat, right? And so the young lady wants to move her daughter from one school to another school, right? To the school that my children are at. And so I told my kids ahead of time, hey guys, I want y'all to tell her how the school is. And I said, but I also want you to not scare her because she's a girl. And I'm just thinking about what Shaheed just said, like, boom, mind blown. I'm telling my kids to tiptoe a little bit. And then while they're sitting there, they're telling her, oh, there's fights every day. The teachers cuss, this happened, that happened. And the little girl is just soaking it all in. But I'm like, hey guys, tell her the good stuff too. Bruh, listen, gloves off, give it to her, not raw, but like I'm not gonna like bruh, you literally made me a better father in that moment right then. Thank you. Come on, Obi-Wan, come on back, bro. Man, and don't say nothing. You in love and butter, you in new man land. So we gonna mute your mic, bro.
Rob, you a wild boy, man. I see you, man. I see you getting your bag, man. We don't. Hey, do what you gotta do, man. We ain't gonna hate on you, but I was driving. I couldn't believe it, man.
You gotta throw us a smoke signal or something. You gotta throw us a smoke signal or something when you get to talking like that. I'm looking at the screen like, what the?
Yeah, like we'll rock with you, man. Like we'll keep it going, man. You just let us know, dog. But
Rob said,
tell us on the back end, you know what I'm saying, that you knew that you got that new, you know what I'm saying, you butterfly.
Right.
Rob said we gotta look at ourselves. We gotta look at ourselves.
No, just blink slow if she in the room. Like, just let us know. Like,
no, Jamal.
Just let us know. Like,
Jamal, look,
give us the high sign or something.
Jamal, listen. Do you see every time he look up like this? She right there, cuz.
Ain't nobody in there with me,
right
man.
there.
You know what? That's abusive. That's abusive and toxic. That she's doing that. That's abusive. That she can.
Watch you look up again. Watch you look up. Huh? Look. There you go. He looked right up in the corner.
I see the reflection in the glasses, Rob.
I see the reflection right there. Yeah.
She got a hand on her hip like this.
But y'all see some damn.
She got that cast iron skillet.
Y'all see football in the reflection.
Just blink, Rob. Just blink.
Yeah, Rob. Just blink real slow, bro. We with you.
In the building, man.
We'll come out to Cali, bro. We ride with you, bro.
No, but really, like, we're not saying that we're dealing with it all the time, but we're just saying that there are women like that don't bend, that don't reciprocate the same things that we do on the same level. Now, I will say, as men, part of it is our fault because we accept that shit and we don't. We don't have to accept that shit anymore. So, like, I see where Rob's coming from, where that's not my experience because he probably just leaves. Right. And women don't see that because they hear all the nice words. They're like, oh, he's just so nice and cuddly. No, that nigga probably disengages as soon as you say some crazy shit.
I was about to say, y'all know where the curve is. Y'all know where to put him. Set him down.
Yeah. So
if it's too much, and you can't, and you don't have the skill or the wordsmithing in order to have open communication where it can actually be open and honest. Then yeah, you got to leave that situation.
But Rob, here's the problem though. You can have all that skill and all that because we have that, but why should I have to do all this effort for an adult? Like, that sounds like a child. I'm not raising a child. You're an adult. You're
That's the same
menstruating.
amount. That's the same amount. That's the same amount of effort we would expect from a woman. If you want that maximum effort, you gotta give that maximum effort, even when it's uncomfortable.
But Robert, they're not giving the same effort though. Like historically in dating, they haven't been getting the same effort. Historically, let's just be real, Robert. Historically, dating has been slanted towards women until now.
Yoda ain't got that issue.
Yoda's coming.
Yoda's coming because I leave. Because I just leave.
Wes is coming. Wes is Yoda. Wes is coming. But Robert, you Luke Skywalker. And Wes, and they asking for Wes. Carla wants Wes to come pull up so he know he's Yoda. So all y'all Federation niggas can get together so us dark side niggas can combat it. Because
right now I guarantee in the chat they're like, oh, I don't do that. I'm not like that. Yes, you do.
Oh, I agree. Some of y'all lying to yourself in the chat.
You don't know, and the only reason that you don't know that you do that is because you don't deal with real men that will just tell you, hey, you on that bullshit. Because as men, there are a lot of men that, if I say this, I'm not going to get the box. There's too many men concerned about getting the pussy that they won't say what they really feel. And it's time for us to just man up and just be like, yo, I don't care. You need this medicine. Medicine don't taste good all the time. I got to give it to you though, because I can't just let you walk around thinking everything's good.
Jamal, Leah said, like many women say, you can say what you want. It's about tone. Y'all can say what you want. Just watch how you say it. That is categorically bullshit.
Why can't they use this? Why can't they?
That is exactly what That's exactly what Shaheed was talking about. It doesn't matter. It don't matter how we say it. We can tiptoe. We can say it with flowers. It doesn't matter how he would have said it. It's still gonna be a problem. More often than not.
Just like I said, what they're responding to is how it made them feel. They don't really care about what you say. Now they'll hear you, they'll hear the words, but how it made, because you'll hear them say, well, I feel you said this. I don't care what you feel at that moment. Listen to the actual words that I'm saying.
And see that response right there. I don't care what you feel is another.
Wait. First of all, Obi-Wan,
using your words.
Hold on.
I'm trying to learn you. You ain't using your words right.
Oh my God! First of all, you sound like a third grade teacher.
I'm gonna learn you.
She must be naked in the room.
Explain real quick.
She's got to be naked in the room. Right now, she's got to be naked.
I'm gonna come right to Shaheed, because what I'm saying is, Robert, I'm not saying I don't care about you. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, I'm not really concerned that you felt a particular way. What I'm saying is, I want you to hear my words and respond to my words, not what you feel I said.
So when a woman goes off on you and says, I didn't want you to feel that way, what's your response? It's not you still feel what you feel.
Real quick, feelings are not fact. Let's establish that.
Go ahead, Shaheed. It's on you, bro. Go ahead, Shaheed. Chime in.
Robert, I got a real life situation that happened to me. I want you to process and tell me where I could have been better. And I want the women in the audience to respond to this too. So, mind you, this woman is possibly 45 and up, right? This is an adult with adult children, right? So I was out one night at a little bar night, lounge or whatever, saw a woman that I had been involved with or whatever. We didn't come together. I just said my hellos, gave her a hug, showed love, and I went on about my way. As I was leaving, went and said goodbye, showed my love, and I went on about my way. I texted her about 20 to 30 minutes later, asked her, yo, you still at the spot? She said, no, I'm leaving right now. I said, yo, pull up. It's a little spot out here called the Boom Boom Room. I said, pull up. I'm at the Boom Boom Room. Come kick it with me, right? No response. I got no response. 30 minutes later, she come walking in. Music is a little loud. I pull out her chair. I asked, I said, why you didn't tell me you was coming? She said, what? I can leave. You don't want me to be here? I can leave. I'm like, what? She said, oh, I can leave. And she stormed out. I'm like,
I just want to know why you didn't tell me you was coming.
I'm not about to chase you out. I let her leave. Mm-hmm. So I texted like, yo, you serious? And then she like, oh, I don't deal with the kid games. Tell me what I could have done in that situation.
See, Shaheed, where you fucked up at is you should have picked the chair up first, then set it down. You didn't do the vertical with the chair, and that's why it didn't work. Next time you gotta do the chair up and down.
You gotta clean it off
instead of pulling it out.
No, Shaheed, you said why you ain't tell me you was coming. So what she felt, you was saying, well, I didn't want you to come. You should have told me. That's what she felt. But what you really said was, I didn't know you were coming. I would have liked to know.
Robert, Luke Skywalker. What could Shaheed have done differently or said differently?
Y'all ready? Y'all gonna love this. Y'all ready? Y'all gotta let me finish now, right?
First thing, 30 seconds, bro.
I don't know how long Shaheed knew this woman, because that does play a factor. You have to know the person you're dealing with, right? So first off, it would have been
okay. Hold on. Let me give more context. That's good. So I noticed a few trends in our texting patterns, right? So I text her. I said, "Hey, are you a bit sensitive?" She replied back, "Not at all." Go ahead.
That part was, the lie detector has determined that was a lie.
That's a lie.
But what I would say is you already sensed that, right? You already sensed that she was sensitive. So whenever she came,
I asked her, "Hey, are you a bit sensitive?"
And she responded in the way that she would want you to hear. She lied to you. I agree with you on that. But you already peeped that though, right? So you peeped that whenever you seen her, greet her, give her a hug, pull out her chair. Hey, you know what? I was looking forward to you coming. I didn't know you were here. I didn't know you were on your way. Why didn't you let me know you were coming? For one, you gave that prop. You said, "Hey, I was looking forward to you being here. I wasn't expecting you to come. Were you trying to surprise me?" There's a way to word everything to where it's a little bit smoother versus, "How come you didn't tell me you was coming?" That shit sound like, "I don't want you here" to some people. I don't think she should have responded like that now.
You're back. Come back.
Facts. I don't think she should have responded like that. But I do think that there was a way that you could have worded it to where you got
Trill said,
out.
Nah.
Trill out.
Nah.
Hey, but tell me.
Go get another drink for all of us, bro.
Check the chat and see if that's a smoother way to assess that situation.
There are women. They're going to agree with you. I'm not. The chat don't mean shit.
Okay. Well, do this to yourself. Look at it and say, you know what? That may have given me a different response. I don't believe she should have responded.
I'm not changing anything. I'm not changing nothing. The women in the chat right now are being disingenuous. They saying, "What type of women y'all dealing with?"
You know what my issue with that is? You know what my issue with that is? Real quick.
That we won't look at ourselves and say, you know what? I realize that you're sensitive, so I'm gonna word my shit in a way that you can respond better to me, so I can get the response that I want.
Real quick, you know what my issue is with that? What type of women are y'all dating, or y'all should date better women? You know what my issue is with that? Is that when these same women go out there and get pregnant by men that they're not supposed to get pregnant by, and they get finessed and they get handled or they get smashed and dipped on the first night, right? It's when we say, "Hey, y'all should choose better men," it doesn't go over as smoothly. It's they're not as open to processing that. But when it's us, it's y'all should choose better women. What kind of women are y'all dating? No.
Robert,
you're wrong. Robert, we say that about your baby daddy. If we say that about your baby daddy, you got a problem.
Right.
But here's the issue though. Like we do. And Robert, like I get it that sounds better and all that, but why can't she just be intelligent enough to understand that that's what Shaheed meant? Like, why do we have to keep babying you?
Because
I don't want to baby a grown woman. You're grown. Why am I babying you? That's baby. Grow up.
I gotta walk around eggshells.
You're 35 and up. Grow up.
Because I have to say it nice every single time in order for you to get my message.
No, you don't. No.
Wait a minute. We listen to you. Shaheed said, "Why you ain't tell me you was coming?" There's nothing wrong with that.
I agree.
Nothing. And if you take it wrong, what I said to you earlier applies. I'm gonna lower my voice. You heard it in the feeling that you felt. Because here's the thing. If you were coming, all you had to do was, "I'm on the way." Here's what we're not addressing. Why she didn't respond. Let's make her accountable. The 2021 word that women hate.
Hey, I got a question. I got a question for Robert.
She was right.
I got a question for Robert.
I'm not saying that, but why are we not holding her to the same accountability, to the same standards of communication?
I'm not talking to her. I'm talking to Shaheed.
No, Robert, simple question. Was she wrong or not?
Was she wrong or not?
Yes, was she wrong?
Oh yeah. Oh, I'll tell you why she was wrong. First off, she looked at Shahid's age and how much older she was, and then she looked at Shahid hugging another bride before they left, and she was in her feelings before she got there. But Shahid had sense enough to pick
and
that.
you still spin it. That's crazy. How you still spin it?
I'm saying like just like we hold them accountable, we still got to.
No. Yes or no?
Hold on. Shahid said I got it wrong. Shahid said I got it wrong.
You got the story wrong. I said when I got there, I saw her. I gave her a hug. I showed her love. When I left, I gave her a hug. I showed her love.
Oh, same person.
I went somewhere else. I went somewhere else and I text her and said, hey, you still at that spot? She said, I'm leaving. I said, pull up to where I'm at. Gave her my location.
Either way, her response was wrong. So I do agree that her response was wrong. I just said that we have alternates.
So there are times where women can be wrong. Robert.
Oh yeah, that was definitely wrong. That was definitely a wrong response. That was definitely not using your emotional and intellectual intelligence. Like, yeah,
Robert, I think our issue is the fact that you had any advice for Shahid. We were looking for you to say you couldn't have said anything better, Shahid. You did. You wanted
but
to know why she didn't text you.
That would be a lie. There is a better response.
But Robert, what we're saying is what we're saying is sometimes you can give the perfect response and it don't matter because she's wrong. It don't. He could have said what you said, and she still would have stormed off.
But see, the response.
His response was perfect to me.
It wasn't perfect to her. It was.
But what I'm saying is,
it wasn't perfect to her.
What I'm saying is, he could have said what you just told him to say, and she would have did the same thing.
So Rob, I asked her
character.
Check it out. I asked her another question about 3 or 4 times that she completely ignored. She wanted to ground it. She wanted to drop it, act like it didn't happen. But when I was trying to hold her accountable, it was all on me, like, oh, I didn't want to leave it alone. I said, how would you have felt if you walked in and I was not there? She didn't want to answer that.
Oh,
she got to be accountable. That's why
he left early.
But I literally just said that she has to be accountable for her response, and she was not. Like, I'm gonna read y'all a text message, right, real quick. Let me see if I can find it.
Hey, hold on real quick. We got like 25 people watching this and 6 likes. We gotta get these likes up. Everybody in here, stop what you're doing right now and like the video, please.
Especially I'm in here by myself arguing with all these people. Y'all better hit that damn like button.
Crazy.
They end up praising and shouting in the chat, but anybody like it?
They praising you, Robert.
There's more than that watching, but he just said she was wrong though.
All right, listen. Here. I want y'all to listen to this text message. Listen to this text message. I'll be out of town the 3rd week of January. I'll keep blank the first 2 weekends and the 5th weekend of the month. Now, here's the thing. It's an arrangement between a mother and a father, and she's telling the father when she's going to keep the children that he has custody of. Instead of saying, hey,
what's good?
This is what works best.
What works with your schedule?
The father has custody, right? So I got this screenshot of this conversation, right? So here is a woman speaking recklessly without and here's the father's response, right? Because the father is good. Blank, if I spoke to you in the same way, there would be an issue. He's handling it straight on, right? I think blank should agree on which weekends work for us versus you telling me what works for you. I'm not their babysitter. This father has the custody of the children, right? He says, what if those weekends don't work for me? I'm sure we can come to a reasonable conclusion. Now, here's the thing. From what I heard from this guy, he got no response back from the mother saying, you know what? I was wrong. I shouldn't have responded that way. I shouldn't have said it that way. Because guess what? Some women, I'm not going to say all, because some women take accountability, but some women will never admit that they were wrong. This woman was dead wrong for saying what she said. This woman that Shahid was talking about in his example was wrong for storming out, because here's the thing. If he wouldn't have been there, if he would have stayed for 15 minutes and he would have left, all she had to do was say, I'm on the way. And when some women say, particularly the woman in the chat, and I know if Carla's in the chat and she says she don't speak like that, That's a lie, because me and Carla go toe to toe, arguing, yelling at each other. So I know for a fact it's a lie. Now, I don't know Kelly or Leah or any of the other women that are responding. I'm not looking at the chat right now to see who's in the chat. But here's the thing. I know because I was married to a woman that spoke to me any kind of way. And I know it. So when I got tired of it, here's what I started to do, Robert. I started to say, and this is something that my therapist taught me. Now, mind you, it took some growth in me, right? So, and I'll share this with you. So my ex-wife, when we separated, she would yell, right? You this, you that, ah, ah, ah. So my therapist said, you don't have to talk on the phone. You don't have to answer the phone. Here's what you can say. He gave me not a weapon, but a tool to use. So here was a tool. He said, if you want to talk, you can call me back. He said, say goodbye, use her name, and then hang up the phone. And leave it at that. Because here's the thing, you are teaching that person that either you'll tolerate the way that they act or you teach them differently. And some can't take that. Some can't take that. Now, here's what happened. This was 5-6 years ago. My ex-wife used to yell and scream at me. Now, there's no yelling. Because guess what? If we're on the phone, matter of fact, we don't even talk on the phone. We just go through text. But if she's on the phone and she raises her voice, I'm doing this. Hey, listen. If you have to yell or if you don't want to talk, you can call me back. Have a good day. And I hang up. That's it. So for you to say that, for some people to say, what kind of women are we dealing with? These are grown women, the same grown women that have emotional issues, that have not handled their own level of accountability. Some people don't, some women have not learned that, Robert. You're on mute, bro.
Most women ain't learned that.
But see, and
you're on mute, Robert. You're on mute. Oh, okay. Okay. So some women have, and I'm not going to say most true because I don't know most, right? I can say most of the women that I have met have not learned how to handle having just an intense conversation or stepping away from the conversation and coming back and address it another day. I'll give you another example, and I'm gonna toss it to Jamal. I was in a relationship with somebody, and every time we got into a disagreement and I was making my point, what I would do is I would make my point and that person would say, okay, I'm gonna address it later.
I'm back, Chris.
2 or 3 days have gone by. A week have gone by. I have made all the points that I needed to make and I would never get a response on plenty of conversations. Why? Because what I was spitting was utter facts. And the person did not want to be held accountable. I'm not with that person anymore because I'm single. I'm available, just FYI. Throw that out there. But I'm not with that person. And that person did not want to be held accountable for their actions because that's what I do. I'm going to ask you to be personally accountable for the things that you say and that you do. Go ahead, Jamal. It's on you. I'm
yeah, let me. Could I get back at Chris real fast on something?
Jamal had the next, and then it's on you, Robert.
No, go ahead, Robert. No, I'll come after you.
No, because what I was gonna say was, all I essentially said, right, is there is a way that we can actually word things. Your therapist came through and said, hey, this is a word response you can give, and here is an action. Sometimes there's a better way with dealing with people, and sometimes it's about finding that way. That's what I'm saying. I think a lot of times we get stuck in our own ways, and we won't realize that, you know what, I'm trying to force my way upon this situation as opposed to working with the other person. I missed some of the rest of what you had to say, so I'm gonna go ahead and yield that to Jamal.
Yeah, and so I hear that, I feel that, and that's great. But I feel like as men in this day and age, like we can set our own destiny. Like we don't have to accept this shit, right? And I feel a lot of times, like men, we grow to accept toxic behavior from women because, oh, that's just how women are. That's just how they're supposed to be. We just got to deal with it and accept it. No, we don't. We don't. We can leave. We can leave. If we're doing and we're using our words effectively and they're not, oh, I'm gone. I don't have to deal with it. I can go elsewhere. There are plenty out there. You can learn from somebody else. I'm not your teacher. I'm not your coach. I'm not training you. I'm not Yoda. You're not Luke. I'm not training you. No, you're grown. You're an adult. Come with adult mentality, come with adult behavior. That's all we're saying. As men, we have to come with everything. We're just asking women to come with everything too. We got to come with everything.
Question.
We do.
Question, Jamal, just real quick. Like when that woman, this is a woman that you've been dating for a while, y'all really like each other. She gets out of pocket one day. You say, look, man, I'm gonna deal with this, man. You know what? I think we should go our separate ways. Out of 10 women, how many of those women you think are just gonna let you walk away clean with no contest? Like as an adult, if you sit down and have that conversation with, hey, look, man, I feel like we just better apart. How many out of 10 women you think will just let you know what? You're right. We just gonna go our separate ways. How many out of 10 is gonna let you just walk clean?
Maybe 0.5, but that's where you guys stand your ground though. But you can't just give up.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm just pointing out more toxic behavior because a lot of women will say, right, if you don't want to be with me, just say that and we can end this right now. But again, that's another lie that we all know is a lie. But in ideal world, a lot of times
we don't even say that shit because that pussy be good.
Thank you, Shan. Like men don't want to leave. Men are afraid to leave. Boy. Men are afraid to leave. Men are afraid to stand their ground and say, hey, I'm not going to take this. This is how we're going to interact with each other. If you don't like it, you can go. If more men just said that, you can avoid that. But we lost our nuts. We following behind pussy. We letting women run the relationships. That's why this shit don't work when you let her run the relationship. She's not meant to run a relationship. She don't even want to run a relationship. She want to be told what to do.
But
she does.
That actually lends to a point that Clifford had talked about a while back where men don't like failure, right? So it's not that we don't want to leave. It's not that we don't want to leave. We want to leave, but we are more prone to avoid failure than we are prone to leaving. So because if we fail, we don't want to have to deal with the consequences of our failing. We are more prone to actually going towards success. And Clifford said it so succinctly, I can't repeat it. I'm actually find out where he
I feel that and I remember that, but in trying to avoid failure, how much suffering do men take?
Right. So
trying to avoid failure, how much suffering do you deal with that you could have escaped trying not to fail, making your life worse, staying longer than you should have? You taking on failure and burdens that you shouldn't have to because you're afraid of this. So even in trying to fix it and be a fixer, we don't want to fail. I remember the conversation. How much suffering did you take on to eventually fail anyway?
Hey Rob, I got a question for you, Rob. You don't find it strange that, like, I was on the phone call real quick, so I missed some of it. But when I came back, you mentioned something about what I think Chris's therapist said. You don't find it strange that we have to get all the way down to a therapeutic level to engage with the woman? Like we're not the average person. Very few of us are therapists. Very few of us are in therapy. And we have to take a therapeutic approach in dealing with the opposite sex. You don't find that strange?
I find it strange, but I find it strange. I find it both sides is strange. I find it strange because we all but you laughing, right? You're laughing, but at the same time, y'all be the ones in the therapist's office, right? Facts. Whether it's our response to the women or the women's response to us. Fact. Nah, I see you, Jamal. No, hey, but it's whether our response to the women or the women's response to us is the reason why we end up in therapy in the first place, right? It's not a one-sided thing. It's not because we don't understand women at a certain level and women don't, or women. It is because of that. It's because we don't understand women at a certain level, and at the same time, women don't know how to relate to us at a certain level. So if we end up in a situation like that, well, we try to stick it out. Chris was trying to stick it out in a situation, and he actually needed somebody else to come give him some input. And the input he got was from a therapist. He could have got that. He could have got input from somebody else.
On the flip side, women are not being asked to approach men on a therapeutic level, though.
That's y'all, bro. That's y'all. Like, look. I've been told, Rob, you sensitive. Cool. Treat me accordingly. If I'm sensitive, treat me accordingly. You now know this about me, and if you choose to not deal with me out of what you know about me, well, then I know where to put you. You're not on the 18. You're not running the same race as whatever wifey gonna be. You out there in the lane by yourselves. And that's like Jamal is saying, like Jamal is saying, like, you do not have to stay in that relationship. You can, and it doesn't make you bad. It doesn't make the other person bad. Hold on, Chris.
How many years? No,
Chris.
I want you to answer this.
Hold
I want you to
on,
answer
bro.
this in your question.
Well, just let me finish.
How many years did you go to therapy? How many years did you go to therapy after your divorce?
None. Look.
Wow.
I never went to therapy. I promise you, I never went to therapy. I did a lot of research on myself. I did a lot of studying myself. I did a lot of self-help books and stuff like that. That's what I did.
Still therapy.
And okay, I did inner work therapy. I did therapy myself. I didn't actually see a therapist. But what I was going to say is sometimes we all are not accountable for certain people, but for the right person, we will hold ourselves accountable. There are people that we say, I don't owe you any type of response. I'm not going to give you the dignity to hold myself accountable because who are you? And that's the same way women treat a lot of us is who are you? Who are you? And we do that to women too. It's like, who are you to try to hold me accountable? Until you end up in a situation to where you find someone that you are willing to be accountable for. And the same thing happens with women. But we treat that as if every woman is supposed to be accountable to us as if they owe us something. Nah, if you're not going to be accountable to me at my request, well, then go ahead and go. But the one who's going to be accountable for you is the one that you can end up in a relationship with, right?
Yeah, Rob, I'm gonna have to disagree on that because again, men are forced to be accountable. We don't have a choice but to be accountable. Women have a choice because women always have something.
Rob, give him some space real quick.
That's what I'm saying. No, that's real. Like as men, like if we react in emotional ways, the world would fall apart. Let's just keep it honest because again, it's like we was talking about on the pod, right? As a married man or you've been in a long-term relationship, whatever, you and your wife both come in and y'all both had a rough day. As a man, right, you got to put your rough day in your back pocket to make sure that she's okay. She's distraught. She's emotional. You got to make sure she's good. You got to make sure the kids is good. You got to make sure the house good. And then maybe you may come back around to, okay, baby, how was your day after the shit done all that? But you got to put yours in your back pocket. Compared to women, they get to just be emotional, and we can chalk it to them being emotional more times than not. But as a man, if we react emotional, the consequences are different. So we don't have a choice but to be emotional. But to not be.
One second,
fellas. Hold on a second, fellas. We got Kelly
real quick. We got Kelly in slot number 1. Also, I want to also welcome Vanda to our clubhouse room. Vanda, we are currently live on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube, pull up your app and then type in Ask a Black Man Anything on YouTube. If you're in listen only mode, it's perfectly fine, but you can be able to see our faces and interact with other folks in the comments. You have to be a subscriber. Make sure you subscribe to the show. You'll be able to comment. So go ahead and do that. We're also on Facebook. So facebook.com/Ask a Black Man Anything. Or YouTube, Ask a Black Man Anything. You'll be able to find us there. With that being said, I want to welcome Kelly up to the conversation. Welcome Kelly to the conversation.
Okay, let me respond to Trill
so that we're not beating the dead horse. But we want to bring her, one, because this is Ask a Black Man. And so, Kelly, we want to welcome you to Ask a Black Man Anything. We thank you, Queen, for not being a keyboard warrior and joining the mic, and you kill any other audio that you may have. And we welcome you to the conversation. Hey, Kelly. Hey, beautiful Kelly. I'm looking forward to that excursion. Welcome to Ask a Black Man Anything. What did you have for us tonight?
So if I have to ask a question, I will.
No. You can just join the conversation. It's fine.
Okay. So, not all women are as you all are describing. And perhaps I'm different because I don't have sisters, right? I'm the youngest and the only girl. So I grew up in a house full of men. That's number one. Number two, my grandmother raised me. She had 17 kids, all by the same man. They were married for over 60 years. And she groomed me not only to treat humans well, but especially to treat my man well. So like with Shahid's situation with the lady who just got up and left, yeah, that was crazy. I don't even understand why that was a problem, right? So the way you asked the question, my first thing was, why did you even have to ask? Like, what difference does it make? Because we're both here now. Let's enjoy our time or whatever. But the fact that you asked the question and her response was just foolish to me. I didn't understand like why she had to. So she clearly had something going on there. And then as far as like women just talking to men any kind of way, those are unhealed women. They haven't figured out who they are. They got a lot of baggage and a lot of stuff that they're carrying around with them. I just don't do that. And I don't argue with people in general. I'm just not going to do that. I'm always mindful of the 4 T's: timing, tone, touch, and temperament. What was my attitude like with you before I had to have a difficult conversation with you? Like, what prep work did I put into the conversation? And so women that are in tune and in touch with who they are. I don't want to use the buzzword, the whole divine femininity, but at the end of the day, you have to find a woman who is comfortable with being who she is without tearing another human down. And I will say that we are rare, right? But we do exist. I'll give you an example. There was a guy that I was talking to, and we were getting to know each other, and he was pursuing and already talking about marriage and things like that. But, when we got into the conversation of what we both wanted, we just weren't a good fit. And so instead of me prolonging the inevitable, I just said, I think it'll be better if we either remain friends or if we go our separate ways. So I'm like that with any person that I'm dealing with. Like, I don't hold on to a person, I don't care who you are, longer than what I'm supposed to, because I don't want you to do damage to me for being in my life too long, and I don't want to do damage to you for taking up space and taking up room in your life. So I just wanted to come on and kind of sprinkle a little femininity in this conversation and let you know that not all women are like that.
Shahid, you want to respond? Because
so
I can if you want me to.
you asked the question of why was that a question. So for me as a man, any woman that I deal with, her safety is my top priority, right? So in communication, that's just that's a base level human skill you should have when dealing with anybody. So if I invite you somewhere and you tell me I'm coming, I want to be there to receive you. If you don't tell me you're coming and I leave, now you go to that place, you're not there, I'm not there. For one, that's going to be an issue for me, because that woman is not going to process that as, oh, I never told him I was coming, so he had the right to go wherever the hell he wanted to go because I never told him I was coming. But it's just basic decency. It's just basic decency. So even within that question, it's just an out. It's an excuse. It's a lack of accountability there. Because on the flip side, if she would have said, I'm on my way, okay, I'm coming, and I just got up and dipped, then what?
Very true. I will say that she was wrong in the whole thing. Like, there was no parts of what she did that was correct.
But wait. But Kelly, you just said it was foolish question. You just said it was foolish. I didn't say it was
foolish. I just said I didn't understand why he had to ask the question. But his perspective absolutely sheds new light on that. Her safety is a priority, and he should have been
watch this.
But Kelly, hold on, Kelly. Listen, I think you did say it was foolish. I'll play the video back and say it when you first said it, because I was just thinking, why would you think that? But here's the thing. Shahid don't have time to explain all of that. Us men, we don't got time to explain all of that to you so you to finally eventually get it and understand. That's usually at the end of the argument. That's after 15 minutes or an hour of arguing that, oh, well, now I see why you asked me that question. Well, I don't have time to tell you all of that in the club. All I want to know is, why didn't you tell me you was coming? But see, her response was, oh, well, you don't want me to be here? Turn around and storm out. Didn't even ask for a conversation or anything like that. It was done. But when you Kelly, say, well, I don't even know why you asked that question, Shahid. What was the purpose of it? Then it makes me say, you sound like you would have stormed out. You seem like I get it. You saying you the feminine. I follow the 4 T's and all of that other kind of stuff. That's on the offensive side. But on the defensive side, if Shahid would have said that to you, being the woman that you are, and then the fact that you don't even understand why Shahid asked that question without him explaining like he just did, what would you have done?
What would I have done if what? Can you?
He asked you a question that if he asked you a question the way he asked her, and he didn't explain to you why he was asking. You didn't know nothing about safety and security. You didn't know nothing about nothing. He just said, "Why didn't you tell me you was coming?"
Then I would have been like, sorry. Like, I wouldn't have got up and
Okay.
I think you're saying that in hindsight.
No, like, again, I am not the angry woman. I'm not easily offended. Most stuff does not bother me. Like, I pick and choose my battles. Not everything is worth having an argument about. If you are upset because I did not text you and respond and let you know that I was coming, I am sorry, babe. What can I get you to drink?
Hey, hold on, Rob. Let me jump in right here and ask Kelly a question or point something out for you, Kelly. When you first came on the stage, you offered a qualifying statement. You said you told us how rare you were. You told us how you grew up with brothers and this and that. So you're already separating yourself from these other women, which kind of tells me that you know that I'm not going to say all the women in the comments, but you're telling me that you know this takes place, which is why you chose to qualify your statement and you chose to separate yourself from these women that typically behave in this manner, correct? Why did you have to separate?
1,000% in agreement with you. I am not saying that all women are great. No, there are a lot of women out here that absolutely would respond the way that lady responded. I am not naive enough to believe that you guys are just absolutely wrong or to disqualify whatever experiences you all have had. What I am saying, though, is that there are more women out here that do not have those same types of responses, and perhaps you all just haven't come across them.
No, I gotta stop you because I don't think you noticed the words you used. You said there are more women out here, meaning that you are the majority and the other women are the minority. Is that true?
No, I think she meant other. No. I don't think she meant more. I think she meant there's other women.
Right. Okay. I just wanted to be clear on that because you are not the majority.
Can I go now, Dark Side? Can I go?
You got it.
Since we got Kelly up on the stage, right? So we heard how Shaheed had the situation. And I'm not saying what he did was wrong. I agree with everything he did. I agree that she was tripping. I agree with you. I'm not knocking that. But when I say there's usually a better way in understanding people, when Shaheed asked her to come, he could have said, and doesn't have to. I know y'all gonna say you didn't have to do it. He doesn't have to. But this is where we have to be man enough not to be such a fucking man, right? We have to be able to say, you know what? Let me know if you come, and that way I can meet you outside and make sure you get in the door safe. That right there lets her know why she's letting him know she's coming. Kelly, is that a response is that something that you think you would respond differently to versus whenever you got there and he asked, how come you didn't tell me you were coming?
Why we got to change how we are to fit them? Why can't they just be adults, man? Stop treating them like a daughter.
Wait.
He's an adult. Stop the cap. They're grown.
You're literally right now.
Any men watching? If women are acting like this, leave. I'm not your babysitter.
You're literally right now asking women not to be
over 30. You have to stop it. Grow up. Stop it.
You literally.
Why we always? There's always an answer. You could have said it like this. You could have did that. You are being a hypocrite. You are being a hypocrite because you basically echoed what I said earlier, and that's why I like that because they're praising you because you're giving these women an out, but you act the same way. If a woman that you don't like,
but I'm not.
I leave. I don't deal with that. I get them out my presence. I put them in the B team. That's what you said. I put him in the B team. You're the same way as us. You're Anakin Skywalker. That's what you are, nigga. Right. You're Anakin. You're Anakin before he changed, nigga. That's what it is. Don't even know that much. And they don't even know. They don't know the reference. I see you. You're Anakin. But you held it out.
Well, Rob, you just said that why are we doing whatever if we know this is how women are? So are you admitting that women by nature are irrational?
By the facts that I know of, we typically think with more logic. Yes, I will say that we don't deal with ourselves with emotions more readily than women do, but we are taught that. I don't think that that's something that is just innate. I think that's something we taught. All y'all been told not to cry. All y'all been told to man the fuck up. I think that's something we are taught, not something
that don't have nothing to do with rational thinking, though.
It does because you're brought up to be rational. You're brought up to make sense of things. You're brought up to use that. That's the way you're raised. Even inside the nation, that's the way you're raised. Camera gone. But that's the way we are raised. We are raised to think rationally. We're not raised to use our emotions, but I guarantee you, if a woman is born and you teach her to think rationally, she's going to think way more rationally than other women. Ask Kelly. She was raised to be taught to think a certain way. She was raised around a whole bunch of men, right? So now she thinks a little bit more rationally. I'm sure every now and then she has her things where she gets in the feelings, right? But she thinks more rationally than other women.
Robert, so are you saying we got to train them?
I'm not saying that we have to train them.
No, what you saying?
That's exactly what he's saying.
No, what I'm saying, you can train them, coach them, lead them. That's my thing. Because earlier we said something, and it brought me back to our leadership conversation.
So you don't like that word? You don't like that word training, huh, Rob? Yeah, that's too
much.
Hey,
I said training. Look, no. It's not that
he changed it. Like, let's use coaching.
Watch this.
Let's be a little softer.
Watch this. I'm about to school y'all. It's not that I don't like it, but I said that word first, right? Training. But then I lessened it up for them. Coaching, teaching. You don't have to stick with something just because that's the way you feel. Like you got to man up and you ain't got to beat your chest all the time. That's what I'm saying. But let me get back to the leadership thing, right? Sometimes we got to lead. We had that leadership conversation the other day with the girl with the money and all that stuff, right? My point was sometimes giving the information as to why they are going to do something, or why even us giving us information as to why we are going to do something will give us a better opportunity to respond because we understand why we're doing it. Even in football, a new offensive coordinator can come and try to run the offense. But if the offensive players don't understand why they're doing what they're doing, they're not going to perform to their best. They're going to perform and run through it routinely, but you're not going to get the optimal result because they don't understand it. So my whole thing is working with people to help them understand in the way that they don't understand. So with Shahid's example, since that's the one we got, I need you to let me know that you're coming so that way I can meet you at the door. I can meet you at your car. I can get you in safety, make sure none of these hooligans get at you. What's wrong with doing that? It's for y'all. It's like, why I got to change? What's wrong with it? Like, how much?
Robert, he didn't even get a chance to get that far. He didn't even get a chance to have that conversation with it. When you saying why men don't do all of this? She left the moment he asked the question. She stormed out.
No, he could have said that before she even came, so that she knew how to respond. That's how you got. Hold on. That's how you. Let me finish this thought.
I swear I'm gonna just hit mute on him.
Hold on, because that's how you guide the response. That's leadership. That's how you guide the fucking response. You say, "Hey, I need you to do this because of this." You understand why I'm doing it, so now you respond. That's leadership. That's not cowtelling or whatever the hell y'all want to call it.
Look at Kelly. Look at Kelly. She over there like, go Robert. Go Robert.
Robert, you can't have it both ways. You can't say she was wrong.
Listen.
And then say,
I can still say she was wrong. I'm just suggesting that there is a better way.
Y'all tell me I can mute him and
I can't say. I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm not saying he was wrong. I'm not saying she was wrong. I am saying she was wrong. Clearly she was wrong. But I am saying
tonight is Robert's night. We all have a night. We all have a night. I had my night 3 weeks ago. Tonight is Robert's night.
but you know what's funny though? Like I'm looking at, I saw some of the comments, and for some reason when men express themselves or we get loud, we're called emotional. I'm not emotional. I'm having a great life. I'm eating ribs. Like I'm cracking jokes. Like we're not emotional. Like y'all more emotional than us. Y'all was suffering more than we are in dating. Like we.
Yeah, Jamal, I saw a comment that said if I knew this was combat, I would have put on my Kevlar.
Y'all the ones listening to random people. Y'all the ones trying to get these dating coach. We not doing that. We living. We great. So don't take us raising our voices or having discourse as being angry or upset or emotional. We're just trying to get people better. We're trying to have people understand there are better ways to communicate on both sides. Nobody's upset. We're not. I hate. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Find out tomorrow. I'm not paying. Like if we could show you what's going on, like you would see how well we're living. So please, women, stop being dismissive. That's low grade energy to be dismissive instead of actually using your minds, engaging your minds, and having a higher level conversation. Let's stop being dismissive, because if we as men were dismissive, we would be monsters and have a field day. Stop it, ladies, and actually have some intercourse. Go ahead, Chris.
So to Robert's point, because I'm balanced enough to say, okay, I can understand what he's saying, but at the same time, I'm not leading every single woman. If we just meeting up, we about to kick it, it's late, yo, pull up. That conversation is like, okay, I'm pull up. Either you saying you pulling up or you not. And if you're not gonna pull up, let me know. Let me know so that I can move accordingly, right? Because it takes two people to communicate. Now, if this is somebody that I am, if this is somebody that I'm probably courting and I have a little bit more interest or something like that, I'm probably going to take your approach, Robert, because I want to set a precedent with that particular person. If it's yo, pull up, come on, this is where I'm at. Hey, I'm on the way. I get that, but the point is this, and I want to really kind of curve the conversation in so we can go to our next hot topic. It's not that Robert is right and Shahid is wrong, Kelly is right, AC is right. It's literally everybody has the ability to express themselves, right? Say what they feel, and it not be wars, particularly amongst us men. We're not at a war. We're gonna laugh, joke, and kick. We're not gonna be mad at each other tomorrow. At the end of the show, we still gonna be able to be like, "Yo, dap it up." You know, we had a great show. High five it. All right, fellas, see y'all next week, or whatever. That's how we're going to move because we're not going to be so emotionally invested in the things that we're saying. But I can guarantee you, Shahid is going to take something away. Robert's going to take something away, and we're going to grow from this point, right? We're going to be able to move forward from this particular moment, right? Because that's what we have been able to do as this band of brothers that we've just been doing for however long we've been doing it. And with that being said, again, none of us are absolutely right. Then could it have been a different situation? Could he have said it a different way? It's absolutely positive. Did he? No. And a person who responds the way that the young lady responded is obviously somebody you just want to, throw the deuces to and say, hey, it was great to know you. I'm going to move on. I'm going to do that because I don't want you in my space anymore because I don't deal with people who have reckless behavior. I just don't. If you speak to me recklessly, I don't deal with that. If you can't have self-control with your emotions or your words, I don't deal with that. And I think that's the standard that everybody should have across the board. With that being said, Kelly, you're welcome to stay on the stage here with us. You're welcome to sit in the green room or whatever, however you want to move. But we're actually going to kind of transition a little bit to our second hot topic so that we can. But also, Kelly, if you have a question, you're welcome to ask that question. I never did ask you if you had a question. Did you want to have, because you are definitely a friend of the Ask a Black Man Anything podcast. We have seen you probably as long as we've been around. So did you have a question that you wanted to ask us, or did you want to just kind of continue with our banter? And we appreciate you for being so beautifully laid out on the screen and with all of that.
That's choosing signals. Those are choosing signals.
That's for Robert. No, that's for Robert. That's not for me. Just so y'all know. That's for Robert. That's not me.
Go to bed.
Okay.
But I just wanted to chime in because it was, the conversation was a bit one-sided, but I get it. You guys have had your experiences. So let me ask you this. What advice then do you have for women to draw a better response from you all, right? And so can you give me some specifics, like details, not just say, be my peace, but explain to me what that means. Or, give me an example of a situation where it went left and she could have handled it better and it went right, outside of, why didn't you tell me you were coming, text message thing.
So can you add a little bit more context to it? Or fellas, do you understand what she's asking?
I understand what she's asking.
Okay.
All you got to do is listen. It's simple. Just listen. That's it. Listen.
So a lot of it, what women will hear, and I know a lot of women that's watching the live has heard in their past relationships, whether they want to admit it or not, is that they're selfish, and is that a lot of and that the world revolves around you, and that it's your way, and that you can have it all, and everything is about you. And so oftentimes responses like, why didn't you tell me you were coming? Oh, you don't want me here? And to turn around and to storm out is a selfish response, because you're not making this all about me. You didn't roll out the red carpet when you saw my face. It's a selfish response. And so for you, when you ask, well, what can women do differently? To be honest with you, older women, is probably too late, because it's hard to change personalities and switch gears. Of course, there's always classes and stuff that you could take. I think there's femininity classes and things like that. But I want to teach the younger women to not necessarily take life so selfish. Don't make it all about you. Make it about others. Make it about your man. Be more serving than taking. Be a giver than a taker. And if you adopt that mindset, then when somebody says something like Shahid said to the girl at the club, or like Shahid said when he went and picked up the girl from the airport, then you'll have the opportunity to hear the backstory. You'll get the context to the things that men say, because we're super simple, but you complicate it, and you make you turn a simple addition multiplication question into trigonometry, and it's not really doesn't necessarily have to be that way. So if I had to say something that you can do is not to just listen. That's the simple answer. That's what Shahid said. Just listen more. But then how do you listen more? Well, the only way to really listen more is to remove yourself from the equation of receiving and being selfish. And like you said, see, now here's the thing. This is why I was hard on you, Kelly, when you first came in. I wasn't that hard, but I was kind of giving you some pushback, because you said, oh no, I would have just said, oh baby, I'm sorry, what could I have done differently? What drink are you drinking? And I'm thinking myself, and so I was like, oh shit, what planet are you from? Because you certainly ain't from Venus, and you're not from America. So you gotta be, so where'd you learn that? I have no idea, because see, that's a different conversation that would have happened if the other girl would have said that same thing to Shahid. And then after they sit down drinking, baby, next time let me know you coming, because it be some niggas in this club. I need to know you gonna be here, and I don't want you pulling up here and I didn't know you was here. So if you ever coming around where I am, let me know that you coming, so I can make sure that you well received and protected, and I can get your car valeted, and I can make sure you skip the line, because I know you had to wait. And the bouncer, he's kind of a creep. You don't know that, but I know that. And then you'd be like, well, goddamn, I appreciate that. She didn't even get a chance to hear all of that. She didn't get a chance to hear all of that, because it was all about her. So when you remove the selfish aspect, ladies, when you guys start becoming a little bit more unselfish and start considering the other person in the relationship, it's more than just you, then you'll get, I think the outcomes will be a lot better than they have been in more recent days.
Thank you. What you got, Chris?
Actually, I'm going to defer to AC or Jamal. Let them go before me.
I would say, man, just stop taking everything so personal. Take the eggshells out of the room. Like, take yourself out of the situation and understand the fact that we are dating each other. We have been talking. We have been doing whatever we've been doing, having sex more than likely. So that means that I like you. And that means that I care about your well-being. So that means that I shouldn't have to walk on eggshells to say what I need to say to you, because you taking everything personal and you're offended by everything. And I got to watch how I joke. I got to watch, what I say. I got to make sure that you are always like that. I don't offend you. Like, stop taking stuff so personal and understand the fact that I care. So I'm not saying nothing malicious. I'm not saying things in a malicious way. And I think a lot of women don't do that. They take everything you say personal. Like, y'all could both be joking. It could be understood that y'all are joking. And you can say one thing and she'll be like all the laughs stop. Everything go out the room. Like, wait, what do you mean by that?
Kelly laughing because she remember she did that a couple years ago.
We joking. Like, why can't we just leave the joke right here? Why can't we just leave the conversation right here? Why do I have to hear about this 4 weeks later when we watching TV and something happened on the show? Yeah, I remember when you said that to me. It's just like just remove the eggshells from the room and stop taking things so personal. Understand the fact that I'm your man, so I'm not trying to hurt you when I say things to you. Simple as that.
Teammate.
I like listen. I want to make sure I get it right, and I want to repeat it for the ladies. So we have listen, We have stop being selfish and don't take things personal. Okay, what's next?
And stop over analyzing and overthinking what we're saying. Like what we said is what we said. And stop thinking worst case scenario with everything, because that's what happened with Shaheed, where he asked a simple question like, if I am going to be here, I text you, I don't hear from you, and then you appear, I'm going to ask what you're doing here because I hear from you. Did you teleport? How'd you get here? Like, that's going to be a general question of concern, but then you take it, think the worst case scenario, overthink it. Oh, he must have some bitches up in here. Like, oh, he must have some girlfriends up in here. Why he do, like doing all these mental acrobatics that don't have to be done if we're dating you, if we're with you. Because at the end of the day, like as men, we want to cherish you. Like we want to make you feel like that's an innate nature of a man that's about his business. We want to do that. So if we're with you, take that confidence of he's with me, he really wants to be with me, and stop overanalyzing and looking for the negative in things all the time, because sometimes it's not even there. Like it's not there. We might, like Shaheed said, he was genuinely concerned. Like it was a safety thing. So if she just took a moment to stop and not overanalyze and not get into an insecure space or not think the worst case scenario, they could have had that discourse where she could have learned, oh, he was just concerned about my well-being. This man really cares about me, right? So that's why I'm saying I don't disagree with what Robert's saying about there are always better ways to say things, but I think that notion should be applied to everybody, regardless of your gender, creed, whatever sex you like, whatever. Everyone should be held to that standard of let's find a better way to communicate. That's all we're trying to say. Let's keep the same energy for everybody. And that's it. So stop overthinking, stop overanalyzing, stop taking the worst case scenario when you hear a man saying something during a conversation. And if you're concerned, ask for clarity. Don't assume. Just ask for clarity. What did you mean by that? And then you'll get a full explanation of what was actually meant. But don't just assume he meant that because Brian 5 years ago meant that. Like, this is a totally different person. You got to treat each person differently. And I am right there.
Very true.
Go ahead, Robert.
Very true.
I 100% agree with what everybody else said. Like 100%, nothing different. I think even to take it a step further, there's a verse that I really like, and it's in all things get an understanding. Now, when I say that, that doesn't mean question everything. Every time a man says something, get an understanding right then and in that moment. But if a man says something and you feel a certain kind of way about it, before you react, make sure you understand what it is he was telling you and why it was he told you that. That way, next time that way you have the appropriate response, or at least a more appropriate response versus just going off the initial shock of what was said. We have that happen a lot of times on this stage where one of us will say something that's triggering. And instead of listening to why it was said or listening to the actual facts that are in the context of what was said, we act on the emotional part. And that part right there is where I feel, we can all do better, but typically more often than not, women can do better. Shan loving that, right?
That's
but but there was another point, but Shan laughing made me forget the damn point. Shouldn't have looked up.
No,
but yeah, I think really that because I do go by that. And here you go. Here's something that I think we all need to be aware of ourselves as men and women, right? So women, y'all have y'all cycle monthly. You guys will go through PMS and you guys are responding a certain way. Sometimes even during that period, I feel like it's important to actually realize, you know what, I've been feeling this kind of way for right now. I don't like this nigga right now. I don't like this dude right now. And you treat us according to that, as opposed to looking at, okay, this is what's going on right now. I need to figure out what it is that's going to make me feel okay with the situation, what it is that's going to make me feel better, even though I am PMSing. And a lot of us are sensitive to that. A lot of us will walk on eggshells during that period of time because it's like, yo, I don't want the shit. But I think it's important for women to also be intelligent enough, emotionally intelligent enough, and aware of their own selves enough to say, you know what, I'm about to start my cycle. I need to chill right now. I need to chill.
That's my thought.
So that's so true. That's very true. And I will say this. If someone says something triggering to me, before I give a response or an emotional reaction, I always ask myself first, like, why are you triggered? What's going on with you? I ask myself that question in the moment, right? I have a 17-year-old son, and sometimes he can say things to me that are whew. And so I have to ask myself, well, what's going on in me that bothers me, right? And then once I can kind of mull through that and really get some clarity, then I can respond logically. So I try not to allow my emotions to get the best of me. And then, when it's that time of the month, I'm gonna tell you, hey, you know what? I'm not well. We probably need to just give me a couple of days. Check on me, send me a text or something, check on me. But
Kelly, you do that. You said you do that in real time.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Was that something that you've always been able to do, or is it something that you learned to do over time?
Well, I had to teach myself to do that over time, and the reason why is I work for the head of a federal agency, and it gets crazy. And I can't be in the office popping off. I can't be the angry black woman. I mean, I'm really not the angry black woman. I'm not angry. I'm typically in a good mood 99% of the time. But I had to learn, like, in the moment to really, let's do some quick introspection here when something triggers me, right? Oh, sis, why does that bother you? Because I can't control what another person says, but I can control how I respond. And so people can fix their mouth to say whatever they want to say. I can't do anything about that. But what I can do is, okay, what's going on with you? Why does that trigger you? I hate negative emotion. I do not like it. I'm probably toxic positive, right? But at the end of the day, because I do not like to feel negative emotion, I do whatever I can do to try to work through it quickly so that it's not something that lingers. So even in arguments, not even arguments, but heated discussions with my man, I'll cut it off quick if it's bordering disrespectful, and we can go to our separate corners. And then, I mean, you're gonna give me some before we go to bed. If you're still mad, you just have to give me something mad, and we'll figure it out in the morning. But
are you human? Where are you from America?
I am very much from the Washington D.C. area. But
you should teach a class. You should teach a class.
I agree.
Most women do not want to, they don't want to hear it. But see, I am a woman that has done the inner work. I have healed from the traumas of my past, and I have allowed who I am authentically to come forward. And most women have attached their identity to their trauma. And so when you try to separate them from their trauma, they don't know who they really are, and they don't want to put in the work to get to know who they really are. And so because I've done that, and I've given myself a clean slate, whenever there's something that comes to, besmudge my plate, now I got to figure out, no, I got to keep my plate clean. So, it's easier to figure out your issues when you start from a place of being healed, right? Because then it's just maintenance. It's not necessarily, you can't just do the work and then just expect the work to just be done, and then that's it. It's not a college degree, right? Once you get healed, then it's this yours forever. No, there's maintenance. It's like you have to wash your body every day. You have to do the work to maintain your sanity and your healing every day. And so I do that. Like, I'm very intentional about that, because I just believe that you get what you put out. And so, I would just much rather treat people well and have great relationships with humans and men specifically that I'm dating, so that I can get that in return. So
okay.
So
a lot of gems in there.
Here's my response to you, Kelly. For how do you create the air quote peace, right? Or be a peace for a man? Study the man, and what I mean by study him, you learn his ways, you learn him, the things he likes, the thing he doesn't like. You literally become like he's a degree, like he is the term paper, and you're getting 7 doctorate degrees. You become the expert on that man, because when you become the expert on that man, you know his moods, you know his tone. And some women don't take the time and won't put the work in to study the person, but they'll expect the man to know every single way about them. So that leads to my second point of being the peace. Don't ask for something that you have not either done for yourself and you have not already that are you excuse me that you're not willing to give. So
Mm-hmm.
don't ask me to take you to five-star restaurants and you don't do that for yourself, because that means that you want me to love you more than you love yourself, and
Very
that's
good.
not fair. And if you're not willing to reciprocate it, if you don't take me to nice places or do nice things for me, why should I continue to shower you and you don't shower me back? Because I'm not going to live a life without reciprocation. That goes to my next point, right? And this is the last point I'll make. Initiate. Initiate, reciprocate are the two main things, and study, right? Initiate, reciprocate, and study. Some women are so afraid of rejection that they refuse to initiate. You'll hear women pop off and say, "Oh, I'm not going to chase a man." We're never asking you to chase. We're asking you to give us the exact same things that you're already wanting. So if you want us to call you, you call us too. If you want us to fawn over you, you fawn over us. If you want us to text back quickly, you text back quickly. Unless it's, literally impossible, right? Unless just something. So give what you're willing to get, but also be the first person to do it regardless of what you get back in return. Because here's the thing, when you become the type of person that you would want to be with, then you don't worry whether you want to, it's going to be received. You're doing it not to get something in return. You're doing it because that's who you are. When you do a particular thing because that's who you are, you have a character that stands up. But if you're doing it because you're trying to get a result, then you're only after the result, and that's not the type of person that you truly are. You're actually being a fake person. So those are the three things that I would say.
Chris, let me
Initiate.
piggyback on that too. Go ahead.
Sure. Initiate, reciprocate, and study your partner, right? Because if I'm doing those things and I'm putting in the work, practicing these things, I'm practicing learning you, learning your habits, learning your likes, your dislikes. If you like this glasses or these, shoes or this type of, this, that, or the third. If I'm practicing those things and I'm doing them on a daily basis and I don't get them back, that's when I walk away. But if you don't initiate, that's when I walk away. If you don't reciprocate, that's when I walk away. Go ahead, Robert.
Yeah, you said something that I think is really powerful, and I don't think a lot of us really pay attention to it. And hopefully, I can explain it in a way that's understandable. But oftentimes, we do things and we expect something in return. So we'll offer our love, we'll offer gifts, we'll offer a trip, we'll offer this, and we always expect something in return. I think in dealing with each other, especially with men and women, if you are going to love somebody and you're going to give them whatever it is you're going to give it to them without expecting anything in return. And then you're not going to be hurt by what you gave. The other person should be able to receive it better because it doesn't it right away. I would say there is a caveat to it because you don't want to extend yourself and only be pouring into someone. No one's pouring back into you. So you also need to watch for that. But at the same time, it cannot be overstated that whenever we do things for one another, we should do it without expectation of anything coming back to us whatsoever. And if something does come back to us, then that's just an added bonus.
I love that. And that's how I am. I had to learn to temper that because I'm very much a giver. Always have been. And so I had to learn to temper that. But my brothers got with me really quickly and got me together. But I will say, Chris, to your point about studying a man, I'm an executive assistant, right? So I support the head of the agency. And I have studied this person to the point where I know when he's walking to the bathroom versus when he's walking to a meeting versus when he's walking to go home. And it has nothing to do with what's in his hand when he walks out of the room. So I'm very intuitive and I pay very close attention to detail, and I can study a person very quickly and know how to respond. And most women have the capacity to do that, but they feel like if they do it, then they're going to be taken advantage of. But that's a lot of women who have run across men who are, are not dealing with them for the right reasons. So, my thing is we have intuition and we need to use it at the end of the day.
So, to your point, the reason why some women don't do it because they feel like they're going to be taken advantage of, it's because of what I just said. They're not doing it because it's who they are. They're doing it to produce a result to get something in return. Because when I buy gifts and you don't bring me a gift back, I'm not expecting anything in return. I'm doing it because that's the person that I am. And if I get nothing in return, I'm satisfied with the fact that I spent my time, I did what I wanted to do for me, and I did what I wanted to do for you because that's what I wanted to do, not because I wanted to get a return. I did it because that's what I wanted to do, period. Nothing else added on to it. And if I don't get anything back, guess what? It's your loss, right? Because I'm only looking for initiation, reciprocation, and a woman who'll study me. With that being said, I know Robert wanted to chime in. Kelly, Robert also wants to know how tall you are and what city you're in because he's single.
She's in Washington, D.C.
So
he said she's from the Washington area.
I am 5'4" and I'm 127.6 pounds.
Yeah, she nice. She nice.
See, Shan? See, Shan? Are you in
Washington? ISO, clear out.
I ain't gonna do nothing on no public stage.
Friendly.
Oh, Shan,
faithful and fun.
I want to say something to you. So you know how you said like women can be self-centered, right? And everything has to, I guess, revolve around them. So I will say this. I'm gonna be honest. I used to be like that, and let me tell you why. I'm the youngest, and I'm the only girl. The world always revolved around me, right?
See the baby.
Coming into dating. Like I didn't understand. Like, why is the world not revolving? What are we doing here? But I had to learn that obviously being a giver, you can't be a giver and be self-centered, right? Because the two cancel each other out and you're left with nothing. And so, but a lot of women are, especially if they have 2-parent households or if they grew up in a, middle class family and didn't really have a whole lot of drama. And even though I did have drama, I was always daddy's darling. Always, still to this day, at 41 years old, I am a daddy's girl. But I also understand how to treat a man and how to be very selfless. But I had examples of that growing up. You understand what I'm saying? Like I watched my grandmother not eat so that everybody else can eat, so that the neighborhood kids can eat. And then she would figure out something else later, whether it meant taking a slice of bread, putting some butter on it and some sugar and putting it in the oven and having a little dessert to go to bed, right? So I've seen that, and I've had examples of how to treat people well. But there are some women who are raised to be princesses.
Many.
Like I just started taking the trash out on my own because my son is not at my house on the days when I got to take trash out. Y'all don't understand. That was so difficult for me. Like I wanted to call my son and be like, "Well, can you come back over here to take the trash out?" But I understand that he's going off to college, right? And I have to figure out.
He said it was difficult to take out the trash.
Oh, because it's dirty.
Hey, at least she's keeping it 100, and that's real. And you said it's many women. I would gather to say it's most women that feel that way. And I'm glad that you worked your way through it. The only thing that I wish is that you knew that when you were 18.
You're right, because life would have been much better and much different. But here we are.
Yeah.
That's true. All right, guys, I'm going to go to bed because 6 a.m. comes very early. I appreciate your time. Thank you for what you all poured into me. And I hope that the other people that are watching this have picked up some gems and will implement, not that they just heard it, but that they will actually implement what you all have been sharing tonight. I heard you loud and clear.
Kelly, I have one more question for you.
Okay.
This is a King question. King typically asks this question, but I'm going to travel to the dark side and ask this question.
You about to Kanye me. Okay, I'm ready.
I don't. You know, no, I'm actually Drake. You make you get you on your feelings. So, of all of the 13 guys that are here, even the ones, which one of those guys? Because not me. Which one of those guys would you want to have you? Would you want to date and have you take you out?
Let's see. So I think that I find something attractive actually about all of you all. To be
You can
completely
only pick
honest,
one, man. We're not doing that.
um, I don't know. That's such a difficult question, but I'm gonna say the obvious answer, which is Robert.
Hey, I got one.
Well, thank you so much, Kelly, for coming and playing the matchmaker game. No, thank you so much, Kelly, for coming and being a part of the Ask a Black Man Anything stage tonight. We appreciate you, Queen.
People are asking how can they follow Kelly. People in the chat are asking how can they follow Kelly because she may drop gems on Instagram or a channel or something. Do you have any social media that you drop gems on, Kelly?
I do. I actually just posted a letter to my future husband on Instagram.
Oh, to Robert.
That was dope too. That was dope. It was dope.
Did Robert like it?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I didn't really. I just dropped it, and a couple of my girlfriends hit me up. It was like, girl, but no. You can follow me at I am Kelly Ware, and Kelly is spelled with an I, so KELLIWARE. You can follow me there on Instagram or on Clubhouse.
Read it to us, Kelly.
Oh, let me see. My phone overheated. But let me see if it'll work.
No, we'll go to your page and we'll get it there. I am Kelly.
No, I'm about to pull it up. Let me see if I can find it.
Is the iPhone update. That's what be happening, man. The new iPhone come out, man. It should just start happening.
Sir, can you and your Android stay quiet because you got an iPad?
Yeah, I think she put that in her stories anywhere.
Is it on your page, Kelly, or is it in your stories?
She pulled it up.
Yeah, it's the first one, Chris, with the red and white dress.
Oh, excuse me. Okay, dear future husband, life with me will be so much fun. It will be filled with adventure. Wait a minute, I'm gonna play it for y'all. I'm gonna jump out this clubhouse room so y'all can hear it. Let me get out of here. Leave quietly. There we go.
Y'all snap your fingers ready.
Take it off.
Dear future husband, life with me will be so much fun. It will be filled with adventure and lots of love. You see, I have done the work to heal from past trauma, and I don't have time to bring you any drama. Bars. I will be your homie, your lover, your friend, your peace, and your peace. I will be your sounding board and your listening ear. I will be your number one fan and your biggest cheerleader. I'm here to build with you and celebrate with you and walk with you through the toughest of times. I will respect you and give you the space and grace to lead. I'm ready to take off this mask of masculinity and rest fully in my divine femininity. Dear future husband, life with me will be a life of flow and a life of ease. Dear future husband, life with me will be...
That was dope, Kelly. Let me see if Robert did like it. Hey.
It actually when I listened to it, it actually almost had me I started to come up with ideas and some stuff to write. I
thought you was about to say you started to cry.
Well, you guys have an amazing night. Thank you for having me on, and I look forward.
I have Robert's phone number if you want to call him.
Listen, Robert is gonna have to give me his phone number himself.
You could see initiate. I just talked about that. Initiate.
I told you she came in here with some choosing signals. Didn't I say that about 30 minutes ago?
She been singing. She been singing.
Look, she got her whole exercise out.
Look, I know
what's understood don't have to be explained.
Kelly, slide in Robert's DM. Thank you for coming to Ask a Black Man Anything. We're gonna start doing a matchmaker night one night.
Good night, you guys.
Kelly, listen, I'm gonna tell you how you can meet Robert in person. March 17th, 2022, On March 17th to the 21st, I think we are going to Houston, Texas. So come and join us out there. Good night, Kelly. Thank you for joining.
Oh, that's my birthday weekend. I may do that.
Hey,
Okay. Good night, you
you gotta
guys.
get that Trey Songz.
You said what's the birthday?
March 14th.
Oh, you didn't make it to Aries. She was almost one of the coolest people.
Oh no, the absolute best sign is Pisces. I'm a water lover. Stay wet, my friends. Anyway, good night.
Mm-hmm.
This what you gonna get when you come out there, Kelly. I'm gonna leave you alone. Y'all have a good night, Kelly. Man, we are literally right at the end of our show. I think we might have a couple minutes so we can jump into this hot topic. Go ahead and put that one back up, Shan. Let's jump into that one real quick for a quick second.
All right,
fellas, if you all can see on the broadcast, there was a couple. They look, maybe 30, mid 20s, 30s or so. In the context of it, it says in 10 months, this couple got engaged, started a business together, and purchased a home. And a buddy of mine sent this to me, and he said, "Why is it that there are not more women that do things like this?" Right? What are you all's thoughts as to why? And we can go, do a round house. Start with, whoever wants to go first. Shahid, if you want to go first, or whatever, or maybe even AC, because you're the married man of the bunch. If whoever wants to go, why is it that you all don't think that women can get married in less than 10 months? Also, plan to purchase a home within, or even set to purchase a home, and start a business. Why is it that women are not that? Some, I won't say all. Why is it that some women are not that? Are coming along for the ride and joining a man along a visionary path. Go ahead, fellas. What y'all think?
I can tell you right now.
Yeah.
You want go ahead, Shahid?
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know exactly what the question.
Yeah, like I thought I knew, and then it changed at the end. Like, what are they asking? For real?
Yeah,
No, so he asked me, why is it that there are not more women like this that are willing to come in and just, let's go for this ride and let's get out of here and not keep playing around in the street. Let's, buy a house, start a business, and let's make this thing work versus being, dating 6 and 7, however many months and years, and then now you got to start over, whatever. I think that's what his context was.
And that's what he's asking.
Yeah, he was asking. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's simple. He's just not that nigga that they need to follow. Like you still got to be a nigga worthy of them following. Does he even have a vision? Like, because that's part of the game. Like, you got to have a vision for women to follow. Like, because like we got to keep it honest. We talk about women don't want to follow and all that, but some of these niggas are not equipped to lead. And we got to stop throwing our capes on for niggas who don't know how to lead. Maybe he don't know how to lead. Maybe he's picking, these thoughts out here. Maybe his selection is bad. Who knows? Because there are some women that do that, but there are a lot of women that do want to build. There are a lot of women who are successful, got all their shit together and all that, and they're tired of being the leader by themselves. They're tired of it. They're ready to jump into a program where they don't have to run everything. They're ready for it, but you got to give them a vision that they can actually subscribe to. So maybe that's his issue. He's either picking wrong or he ain't got a plan worth following. I mean, right there.
Yeah, I would say that his stance is flawed. I disagree with that. I think it's way more women willing to settle down. Women to settle with a nigga that's living with his mama if she love him enough. We just gonna keep it real. Because women want to be off the market, bro. Women don't want to just be out here getting passed around. Like it's certain women that do. Those Instagram vixen model chicks that's up there messing with the rappers and the athletes. But most women don't have those kind of capabilities, for one. And most of them don't have that kind of patience for two. If they can find them a solid dude, they'll bow out of the game and be perfectly cool with that. So I think that got more to do with him than the women, if we're just gonna be honest.
Jamal,
yeah, I was gonna say,
Trill.
I don't.
Y'all okay?
Yeah, I'm dark side, but I'm fair. Like some of these niggas fuck it up for us, and I can't deal with niggas that fuck the game up. There is far more men
ready. Men have been groomed since boyhood to take care of and be bosses. Men have been groomed since boyhood in organized sports to try to win. I've been teaching kids to get their bag earlier in their 20s, boys specifically, to get their bag early in their 20s. There's far more men that are willing and ready to make this happen. It's more women who think that they got options and time. What are y'all talking about? Men don't know how to lead. Men are given the opportunity to lead.
I disagree with that, Shane.
I'm sorry, Sharon. Some of these niggas is not equipped. I'm not saying all. I'm not saying.
I ain't talking about Pookie, but who are you talking about? Pookie and Ray Ray? That's the bottom 20%. 51% of men is single and childless.
Shan, who I'm talking about is the dude that asked this question. Because if he was equipped to lead, he wouldn't even be asking this. Because he wouldn't even have this problem. If he was, he wouldn't even have this problem.
Shahid, go ahead. You're trying to say something.
I agree with that on Jamal's end, but I'm looking at it to, like, I agree with you, Shan. Like, men are equipped to do this and do that, but how many men do we know, including ourselves, that's going to do this in a 10-month span?
Exactly.
Like for me, if I got all my shit together and I'm capable of this or that, it's going to take you a lot more than 10 months for me to jump into this.
Couple years.
It's like, you know what I mean? We don't move like that because I'm good by myself. I can do all this shit and then have 3 or 4 women.
So my pushback is not in the 10-month span that it took them to get engaged, start a business, and purchase a house. Because it ain't shit to buy a house, and it's more so the engagement part is the commitment because they probably really fell in love with each other, right? But what I'm hearing Jamal and Trill say, it's not enough dudes out here that got their shit together that can even put themselves in a position to make that happen, and that's not my experience. My experience is.
Wait, hold tight.
So correct me. Because it sounds like niggas ain't even about. Can they even lead? Or do dudes out here?
You talking about Jamal? My point is this. There are plenty of men that are in position to do that, but those men don't want to settle. Let's just keep it honest.
Okay, so you with Shahid. Huh? Okay, you with Shahid. Okay, you saying basically niggas don't want to do that. They can, but they don't want to. Okay.
Exactly. Like those type of men are way less willing to settle than most women are. Why? Because I'm the prize. Shit, I'm making all this money. I'm in the top 4-5%. I'm young. I can have any woman I want. Why would I bow out of the game?
Trill.
For you.
Trill. I'm sorry, brother. I think Jamal got me so fucked up that I just clumped you in with him. My bad, dog.
No, because I agree with that. I agree with what they said. Yeah, I do, because I'm one of them niggas, and it's going to take longer than 10 months. But what I'm saying is that the problem is that we have men that ask that and they make us look bad. And so I'm not to these niggas. That
is not a majority, and it's not a by and large, Jamal.
It's not, but I'm answering this man's question. This man that asked that can't have the tools, because the man that has tools, he don't need to ask that question. He won't even need to ask that. He's got too many options to even choose from, to even be typing on the keyboard. He's too busy. He's too busy playing around to even think about why they're not willing. Like he's got so many. If he's really equipped, he's got so many options. He's not even asking where they at because they're trying to make him commit, and he's saying no. I ain't even ready yet.
So Shane,
he wouldn't even be asking that. That's all I'm saying. That guy specifically isn't equipped. That's all I'm saying.
When I see this post, nothing about this post makes me say like, "Damn, I wish women was like really out here willing to do this with me." That don't come to mind.
Shan, I got a question though, because we often talk about the disparity in amount of qualified men on top of that to the ratio of women that are out there. So whenever we say that,
women don't have a lot to choose from.
Okay, so then even with that same thinking, if there's not a lot of men to choose from, all men ain't taught. I had to learn finances in my 30s. There's not everybody's taught that by their 20s. I'm teaching mine, but not every man has been. More men that I know of personally ain't taught how to manage money. Most men ain't taught all the different avenues of making money. So just even in that thinking, where just the ratio of men to women
how can you say that most men are coming at women with all the proper tools to do that in the first place? Like I get what Jamal and what Trilla's saying. I like, bro, you got the wrong energy here. But I don't agree with saying, you know,
I don't want you to conflate
with that.
So don't conflate the numbers, because see, one is mathematics, right? So when I say there's not enough men, okay, so we got to eliminate the Pookies and the Ray Rays. We got to eliminate the brothers in jail, and then we got to limit. And then, you know, it's just simply in the black community alone, there's 2 million more women than are eligible men. So in the numbers game, women don't have that much to choose from, right? And then you got then you got women with multiple children having babies by the same guys. So there's that. That's the numbers part. However, when it comes to the ones that are worthy, the ones that can do things, the ones that do want to start businesses, the ones that do want to make moves, the men that do want to get married, I think it's plenty of them. I think in the men that are available. Of the men that are eligible and available and can make things like that happen, it's plenty of them. It's plenty of men that want to do that in that number. It just means that, but I'm saying that whole number happens to be small as a comparison to women, especially with the way women is getting their bag and is coming up and becoming bosses and starting businesses and doing their own thing and you know, and not being like oppressed like they were back in the day. Women are starting to, you know, do their shit today too. So when women want to match a man that does what she does, yeah, there's a lot of men. I mean, there's men that's out there, but it's just not that many of them. But of the men that is there, it ain't that many. I'm saying that's where I'm going against Jamal, saying it ain't a whole bunch of shiftless niggas out there that ain't got shit going on and sitting around playing video games all day. I don't believe that. You know, at least, and it could be anecdotal. It could be just in my sense and maybe the people I hang around. But most people that I know, whether they got a woman or not, them dudes is all about getting property, trying to do the best they can, whether it's, you know, in real estate or in business or in crypto or in fucking whatever they're doing. Everybody I know, male-wise, is out there trying to do the best that they can and come up. Men are trying to come up and get it back. And so when it comes to leading, is there a bunch of ones out there that just don't know what the fuck they doing and just dumb and don't care? I mean, that's a small percentage. It's not that many dudes out there that's like that. I think that's a rap that they put on black men that's been sold to people through the media. But when you look at your Rolodex, when you pull out your phone and you scroll through all the people you know, you're gonna find more men in your phone that is out there getting it like they supposed to get it than men that's not. That's just how I feel.
All right. So my response to that is, I'm saying this guy because out of the men, you know, Shan, how many men would come ask another grown man that question with that kind of defeated, woe is me energy?
Well, no. Remember, I speak in generalities. So you know, because I think everything should be generalized, especially if you got enough data to generalize things. So you're speaking, Jamal, directly about this guy that asked the question. I get it now. I thought you were just saying, I'm answering it basically in a macro scale, just asking like, is this just a general thing, majority speaking, how men are? Like, maybe that nigga is shifted to do that, asked the question, that posted this picture to Chris, or if it was Chris's friend or whoever it was. I look beyond that. I'm just going in general for men.
Yeah,
so
I'm just talking about him. I'm just talking about him and people who think like that, because there are women that are out there and you can make it. I just don't like that defeated energy of, oh, they're not, oh, they don't want to. When we all know there are women, there are a lot of them that are, and we're telling a lot of them no, because you don't fit me. Like we know the ratio, like we're living in it.
Like,
so that's what I'm saying.
Like beat women off with a stick.
Like you can't have that defeated energy when all of us, except Trill, are you know, in that. You know what I mean? That's all I just don't like men acting defeated. You too, Robert.
I'm not.
I'm just saying.
I don't have anybody chasing me and asking me to get married. I don't.
Now everybody capping up. We got called cat police. So this one. Everybody capping up. Nobody want to put it out there.
I'm agreeing with what you're saying right now, Jamal.
You see, Chris the question that Chris asked specifically, the dude. See, the problem I have with this photo, it says in 10 months, this couple got engaged, started a business together, and purchased a house. I don't know who led that charge. I don't know if it's the dude, if it's the guy. It could have been the girl. She could have came with a bag. What if she came with $1 million? And that nigga's he's a nobody. I have no idea. This photo alone. That's why context is always important. The thing is, Chris's question specifically made it seem like women don't do that. So the question that Chris asked was, how come there's not more women that do that? Where this photo is speaking about a couple that made a decision, and a couple together did some shit in 10 months. So one, I can't speak to this picture. Is just a cool picture. I wouldn't even, it's like, okay, cool. Who's the boss? What if he's a fucking simp ass motherfucker that don't got nothing going on, and she came in and is the alpha and is in charge of the whole relationship? We don't know, vice versa. But to Chris's question, why women don't do that, my answer to that is because women seem to think they got time and options. Many women think they got time and options, not by any fault of most modern women's own, thinking. Is because they were sold that shit. They were told that go out and get your degrees, take your time, don't worry. It was in my last podcast I talked about that. Take your time, don't worry about it. You'll get a man later. And so next thing you know, women are waking up and she's 33. And then now she's the executive vice president of such and such, and somehow she picked up a kid or two along the way by some bad choices in college, and then she wakes up one day and says, "Okay, well, I guess I'm 35 now. I want to go out and get a man." And when she's going out there chasing the man, she's like, "Well, where are they? They're all looking right past her to that young 23-year-old." And so my thing is, because she was sold that she got time and that, you got to take care of yourself and that you don't need to be a wife and don't even think about relationship and don't consider a man right now, is the reason why, to that particular question, women aren't doing that. And I think that was some bullshit that was sold to women a long time ago for whatever reason. Whatever reason the media did it, or whatever reason that's been conditioned that way to make sure that women are independent, all my independent, and singing all them goddamn songs and shit.
That's a product of the 80s, man. That's a product of when fucking crack and all that shit got introduced to us. That's as you see, it's happening now. It wasn't happening then. Then it was.
Well, no, it didn't happen then. It was sold. Yeah, it was sold to them. That's why I said the modern women. It wasn't sold to them back then, but that's what's sold to them now. And so now in 2021, women are waking up 35 years old thinking they can go pick a man off the man tree, and when they get to the tree, they realize ain't nothing there but Pookie and Ray Ray.
So all those accomplishments, and they can't even find a dick they like to sit on. Damn, it's tough. That's tough. Wow.
So to Chris's question, tell his homeboy that women, the answer to Chris's question is women were not conditioned to do so. It wasn't part of what they were taught. They were taught that getting married, finding somebody, becoming a wife, and getting engaged, and then building with your newfound husband, young like this couple looks, in 10 months, that is against the women code. That is not part of the sisterhood. Sisterhood does not teach that shit.
Here's my question is we are in the time we living in now. We can't do nothing about that. We can choose to accept it. We can choose not to. But for the black society as a whole, isn't it more economic? It makes more economical sense at this point. Like, it's going to empower us economically. It might.
What?
Everybody's family ain't gonna make it. Everybody's family ain't gonna make it. But for the fact that women can earn just as much as a man can at this point in time, it helps the black community economically.
Yeah, but they were taught like this books before boys kind of syndrome, right?
Yeah, because it ain't all about the money. You remove the nuclear family out of that. Go ahead, Jamal. If you take the man out of that and say get the money, that ain't helping the black community.
Let me jump in real quick.
All I want to know is like, why can't they just do both, like men do?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
So
let me jump in real quick, Robert.
That's kind of where I'm going, Jamal.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna share this post that I made with you guys 3 days ago. So my question was, why do you think that men typically don't say, and I posted this on my Instagram, typically don't say, where are all the good women? And if you're rewatching the replay, my Instagram is _Chris Davis, right? But women say, where are all the good men? I'm going to repeat that. Why do men typically don't say we're all the good women, and when women typically do? Right? Here's what one of the comments was from a woman. Because men often position themselves to go after what they want, while women wait and are often entitled and feel like good men, as Shan said, should come find me. Or like, oh, I'll wait, and as soon as I'm ready to find one, they'll come and find me. Right? She also said, without putting in the work, there are good people from each gender, and so it becomes a question of, would you rather spend time and contemplate why are you not getting the results, or rather spend time being than I might be reading it wrong, or rather spend time being better than completion and putting in the work. And that's crazy that a woman said, I realize that I got to put in the work. Not many women are like, you know what? Let me get better and be head and shoulders above every other woman so I don't have to be on the market for a long time. I can go and get the bag, and I can still be better and be chosen, or, position myself so that I can choose the type of man that I want to, or we can choose each other.
Chris, you know what that's called? Trigger word: competition.
I mean,
competition. And they don't want to compete.
I don't care.
It's competition. That's what it sounds like to me. Or if you guys don't like that, comparison. There we go. Comparison.
Bro, you look like you ready to bust loose.
Huh?
You said you look like you ready to bust loose.
Nah, I was just gonna say that I don't give a damn what they like. Competition is what it is, just on sheer numbers alone. Especially in the black community. Let's just be honest. Like, most black women want to be with black men. Period. It just is what it is. And the fact is that it's not a lot of us that are on this stage. The men that are well off, like mindset on their shoulders, aspirations of wanting more, growing big businesses and different things like that. It's not a lot of us out here. So the fact is, you are competing. Whether you want to admit to it or not, like, I don't give a damn what sounds good. That's your reality. So it would behoove you to start thinking in terms of competition. If not, then you're going to be left with what's left. And that's why a lot of women are out here dealing with dudes, 3-4 different kids from dudes that ain't worth nothing, and wasting their time trying to, dealing with dudes that have no aspirations or whatever, but because it stems to what Shan said. Like, time is not on y'all side. With men, like, we reach our financial peak when we get older, which is what y'all are attracted to more than anything. It's finances when it comes to men. But women, the thing that we are attracted to most is y'all looks. And the older y'all get, the more those looks fade. So the more your market value drops. So if you are so focused on college and establishing your career and these things like that, and just like Shan said, by the time you get 34, 35, now it's like, okay, now I'm ready. True, cool, but your market value has dropped. You don't look like you used to. And men are aware of that. So we're gonna look right past you to that young chick, and we're gonna choose her. And it just is what it is.
You can't even talk to us right. And because when you get 35,
because you stuck in your ways. Yeah.
I got a crazy soundbite for y'all. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna go to you, Jamal. I want y'all to listen to soundbite. Y'all remember this?
That women should compete.
That's what I was talking about.
If they do, should they not put themselves head and shoulders of every other woman?
When I hear, I've heard that a lot. Just coming up through in my dating life, like when women say, "I'm not going to compete." That, like, when I hear that, just see it could just be me being an athlete and a competitor. I think the person that doesn't want to compete they don't want to compete because they're afraid to lose.
That soundbite will forever ring in my heart. Shaheed said it. I can't even remember what day he said it. The person that doesn't want to compete is afraid to lose. That's like the quote of the year for me.
Right. And I remember that conversation. But to add on to what Trill's saying, like, for men as well, it's not just financial, it's our social peak too, though. Like, socially, our peak grows to where even on a social notoriety level, other things that women are attracted to, like, we reach our peak later on as well. Socially, we're at our best too, where we have more access to the options. And I know a lot of people say, oh, well, everyone thinks they have good options. Men have good options. Stop it. Men who are doing well for themselves, they have good options. Now, they may have a couple of thoughts here and there, but They got good options there. So whether you want to believe it or
those are good
not,
options based on perspective. Those are good options too. But continue.
yeah, but to him, he got the options, and that's what you're competing with. So whether you want to believe it or not, is there. And I just want people to get to that sense, because as men, we know we have to compete. We grow up. I got to compete with the next man to get her. I got to compete. I got to be the best to win her over. Like, we're bred for that. And I feel like women weren't bred for that. They were bred to sit and wait, let them find you. And now that things have changed, the whole social interaction of men and women has changed, and that mindset has left women behind.
No, what's crazy?
After you spend 15 years getting your college degree and securing your job, then you told to go out there and check for a guy. And then the problem with some of the women that do land one at that age still think she got options and time. Next thing you know, she's 40 years old. Next thing you know, she's 45 years old. And so this woman here that 10 months and got engaged real fast, and to the question that was asked of Chris, how come more women aren't doing that, is because a lot of women seem to think just because somebody is throwing out cat calls and pet names and saying you sexy, women can get sex. You can get dick. Dick is no problem for most of the women listening to this. You guys, every woman that is listening to my voice right now can make a phone call and get some dick delivered tonight. But can you get wifed? Who's gonna lock you down? Who's gonna cuff you? Every woman that's listening to this, my voice, can't get wifed if they wanted to. That's not in your hands. And so a lot of them seem to somehow mistake the fact that they're always complimented everywhere they go with the fact that somebody wants to marry them, and that's not the case. And then they wake up and they're 50 years old, and that's when they buy a cat or a dog, or they start they hanging out with the golden girls, and it becomes a bad situation, and that's what they call no man's land. It's like
we're not talking about. We're not saying. Just giving a little. It's not even pushback to what Jamal said, but just because he said like women are not programmed to compete, and what we're not saying is that black women are not programmed.
It's black women specifically. Yeah.
White women like go to college hunting for their husbands.
Asian women are programmed.
Asian women go hunting for their husbands. Like black women go to college to get an education, so I don't need a man. And I think that's the difference in mindset. But that's why they get married at a higher clip than black women do. It's because they are intentional about it. And that's what we're not saying. That's what we're not talking about.
Them hoes in undergrad, they got married too. Because there are a lot of women that were sexually promiscuous and talked about, and they were the first ones to get married, and they happy now, 15 years later. And just looking at it like, man,
they gave him what he wanted. They kept his balls empty.
And they're successful, and they got money too. So it's like you can't even use that you're more successful. She got more money than you. She even got more money than you. Like she beat you every sort of way. She beat you. It's unfortunate.
What do you guys think is actually going to change first, though? I mean, we are in the times we're in, and it's created by shit that happened in the past. So in my thinking, there's only a couple of things that's going to happen. Either it's going to go back to the way it was, and it'll be, the traditional relationship of the 60s and 70s and so forth going back, right? Or it'll end up being a situation to where our young men will have to be taught how to be the head of household with someone who is more closely to their equal financially. That's another scenario. So like we're living in the times we're living in, and there's more women. We can talk about it now where women who are 30s and 40s, they have less options. But as time progresses, since time is always going to progress, that may shift. It may end up being where that is the actual norm, and there's not a lot of people who are of the older way of thinking. There's a lot less traditional people with the traditional way of thinking. There will be more modern thinking.
I'll tell you what, Robert, we are never going back to how relationships used to be. And the reason being is because in about 10 years, 10, 15 years, speaking on the black community, women will be out earning men. And that number is only going to increase. It's only going to go up. So in about 10 to 15, 20 years, they'll be out earning us by a significant margin. And what that means is is that they have no incentive to create a family value. That's why you see families today are nothing like they used to be. People don't eat together at the table no more. People barely get together for holidays, different things like that. It's gonna be way more of that than what's been traditional. Is because again, women's circumstances are changing. They are becoming highly educated. They are becoming, and I think the earning gap is maybe like a couple dollars per square. It's something small right now, but in about 10 to 15 years, they're gonna be out earning us. So that traditional family shit is over.
That's my point. Is there's a whole lot of push on the social media about the traditional thing and the way relationships are going and how women are going, but it probably will be more constructive to learn how to still be the leader, still be the head of the household, still teach our young men how to get their money up so that they are not out earned. You know what I mean? Instead, we always teach, you know what, women, y'all ain't gonna have time. Y'all ain't gonna have options. Pretty soon, it's gonna be women with a whole bunch of money running around here like y'all talking about dudes who got money and got options. It's gonna be women who run around here, got money, got options, and don't have to have kids. They can go have somebody else have their kid because they're gonna pay for somebody else to be a surrogate. You know, like there's a whole bunch of different ways that this whole thing can work out. And
Angie said that older women are gonna start snatching up younger men. That ain't gonna happen.
That PlayStation 5, a whole lot of young men want that PlayStation 5.
I mean,
that ain't gonna happen.
When you say snatch up, you will
have
like
to literally change the
them?
nature
Sure.
of the human you'll have to change the nature of the male Homo sapien, where beauty trumps all, where fine trumps all. We have a question that we was gonna ask everybody. Angie, take a look at this photo. I want you to take a look at this photo right here. That's going to be our hot topic for next week. You see that? 401k, she makes $30 an hour, owns a house, owns a car, no kids, can cook her ass off, and you might as well add, and she's older. And then you got option B, no job, stays with her cousin, no car, 12,000 followers on the IG, 3 kids, 3 baby daddies, works out, and she's younger. I can tell you, the poll that I got this from, I could tell you the answer, but we'll talk about that next week. The reality is,
yeah, I think everybody West might be different. He say everything is a go, but
everything's a go.
Man, I just might have to use my hands, man. Fuck that. No,
I'm staying single.
Fuck that.
If those are my options, I'm single.
Fuck that.
Anyway,
I'm saying. Yeah, we supposed to
let's wrap it up, Chris.
I kind of want to go in on that.
Yeah. So here's the deal. We tried to wait for the artistic one to come in, but you know we might as well just kick him off.
Do say something over there.
No. You can't speak now. We doing outros, bro. We had a phenomenal show. It's over. You might as well. You know they was begging for you to come 3 hours ago. They wanted you to come and be Captain Save 'em, you know, put your cape on.
Right.
But and save them with Robert, but we're not going to talk about that.
I'm the only one talking any damn sense up here.
right.
Robert keep looking out the side of his glasses. He got somebody telling him what to do. It's cool. We perfectly understand. You know, so Robert's got butterflies in his stomach. You know what I'm saying? He in that new love. You know, he done. So he did. You know what they call that, Robert? They call that shadow work, bro. You've been doing your shadow work. No, man, it's been a phenomenal night. You guys, make sure y'all say a special prayer for Colin over the last couple of days. If you're in the audience, he had not been feeling well, and he's doing a lot better. Just had a little cold. Just FYI, he does not have COVID, but he is doing better. I spoke with him today. And if you see some of the other fellas that are not here, they're handling some other business, but we love them the same, and they'll rejoin us. Unlike Wes, who wanted to come in at the last minute.
That's funny. That's funny, Chris. Because you said did you see how we have to, like in today's time, we have to qualify when somebody catches a cold that they don't have COVID?
Yeah.
Wow.
How many y'all? I was at Home Depot the other day and I had to sneeze, man. I swear I tried all my. I didn't want to sneeze because I felt that I was gonna get judged by everybody at Home Depot. Everybody at Home Depot, you know, all these motherfuckers shopping for their house shit, and I had to sneeze. If I would have sneezed, they would have been like, "Oh, that nigga got COVID." You can't even sneeze in public today. You can't have a cold without having to qualify that. Achoo! Oh, it's not COVID. I'm sorry. I drank my water went down the wrong pipe or some bullshit like that. Don't choke.
Look, and don't cough.
Nah,
it's over there.
Would have been this first.
Don't let some shit go down one pipe and it's supposed to go down the other pipe. You struggling. Jamal ain't even broke his face, bro. He know.
When this first started happening, I was walking around and I would just look at people like, don't even look like you about to cough near me, man, because I was striking. Like,
well, yeah. So, having said that, man, I think we, it's always a pleasure to see you, Wes. But we are definitely doing our. And you didn't even get a chance to ask, if Kelly liked the mud wrestle, man. You missed
you missed that. You missed that.
What?
No, Kelly I was watching, actually. I was watching.
Oh, but Kelly came with choosing signals for a young fellow with glasses. But it wasn't you.
Wes is like, what?
No.
Last but not least, man, phenomenal show as always, guys, man. It's a pleasure to be around you, generals, man. You guys make Thursday nights probably the best night, other than the weekends when my kids are gone. It's some of the best times. I think we did what we came to do, and if you are here, make sure you are liking the broadcast. You are sharing it with your friends. Just share it on your Facebook page, right? Just copy the link, share it to your page. Let them watch it or not, you know what I mean? Or send it in your group, like 17 friends or 5 best friends in your group chat. Put it out there for everybody to see, because we want your people to see what we see and get the information that you're getting. And come and join us. Invite your friends to join the Ask a Black Man, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook pages. We are actually also on TikTok, even though there's only right now one major video up. Shout out to Trill for putting the video for having a video up on TikTok. Nevertheless, fellas, let's do our outros. Say goodbye to everybody. Say good night, and let's take it out of here.
So me, man, what a show. Tonight I actually was going to skip tonight. I just wasn't feeling it, but I'm actually glad I did. Salute to everybody on here for episode 10. Started off kind of slow, but man, we did it. This is one of my favorite episodes. So salute to us, and see y'all next week. It's your favorite Black Cowboy signing out.
Jamal.
Yo, man, this is a crazy one, man. This one's gonna be highly debated for a while. I just appreciate being on the stage with y'all, just coming forth, having differences of opinion. We all strengthen each other, and we're just really trying to have these conversations to, help further dialogue and just help people get a better understanding of the other side. So, until next week, we'll see y'all, and I'll go ahead and pass it to Robert.
Yep. I definitely enjoyed it just as much as everyone else. I enjoy being able to have conversation, and then still at the end of the day, it's all love, it's all friendly, everybody's all cool and happy. That's a beautiful thing, and I hope I almost hope that translates more than everything else that was said. That conversation can be had, and it can still end and be friendly, and everybody's still cool and happy, both in relationship and friendship and in business. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass it to Mr. Trill.
Oh man, glad to be back, man. The past couple Thursdays has been a little rough because we've been having to shoot the pod on Thursdays because of work schedules and different shit like that. But we shooting this weekend, so I said, hell yeah, I got to come in and check in with these boys, man. Hell of an episode. I'm always here for the disagreement. I actually hate when we all agree on the same shit, because it's like, it turns into like an echo chamber. But when somebody have a disagreement, I feel like it's a lot of value that get dropped, and tonight was no different, man. So salute to y'all boys, man. Glad to be back.
Wes is like, what am I even doing here? Thank you guys for coming out.
Something.
Yeah, he over here. Wes is locked in. It's all good.
I'm locked into the script though.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks for coming out. I want to give a shout out to Hype Man. Hype Man, he shot me a $10 super chat, where he said, appreciate the perspective from the ladies and the fellas. He gave that super chat back when Kelly was talking. So I want to give a shout out to Hype Man. Thank you for the super chat. We appreciate you. And thank you guys for tuning in. Please subscribe. That's really important. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the subscribe button and then hit the like button. The like doesn't mean nothing. It costs you nothing. Subscribing costs you nothing, but it helps us and it motivates us to keep coming here. Like every week we have to ask ourselves, do we feel like doing this? Do we feel like talking? And who's going to listen? And then we see that 40 people, 50 people, our highest I think was like 80 is coming in here. And you guys are engaging and you guys are talking in the chat. We want you guys are coming on the show. That's really important. But also when we see the subscriptions throughout the week, that motivates us to get excited for Thursday. So please just hit the subscribe button. Doesn't cost anything. And hit the like button on the video. It really tells YouTube to expose our videos to more people. The fact that you guys are hitting, and this is a thumbs up or thumbs down. It doesn't matter which one you do it. What do they say? All publicity is good on YouTube. So we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next Thursday. Chris, it's on you, big dog.
Well, I said all I wanted to say. Make sure you go out and buy my book. I'm here for that. Make sure you go out and go to the Crew Season podcast too and subscribe to that because man, they put some phenomenal stuff out. And that's probably the only other brand that I'm going to represent. Oh wait, Shannon Rawls also got a podcast. He be putting out some funny stuff. If y'all have not watched Shannon's podcast, y'all need to watch that. I'm also say this. We're going to put together. Somebody asked, if we could see this live. You will be able to. The goal is to build this up. Now so let me kind of give you the overall picture, right? Robert said, tell people why to do it. So I'm gonna placate to Robert a little bit here in this final outro. The reason why we want you to share it with your friends, the reason why we want you to like it, the reason why we want you to do those things is because when we get to the 1 year mark, we want to meet in Houston with all of the fellas live, and we actually want to do this show for you live. And if your friends are watching now and the subscribers are building up and their friends are telling their friends, then imagine we give you VIP seating because you've been with us the longest, right? We give you the best access, like you get a private brunch or dinner with all of the generals that are here on the stage, and you get a private meet and greet. But the other people don't get that. So the reason why we're asking you to do that now, and I'm not trying to drum it up. We're literally doing this so that we can get to the 1 year mark, and we meet in Houston March 17th through the 21st. So save that on your calendar, March 17th through the 21st of 2022. Let me add, pending the COVID numbers are down, pending that there's not a new variant, because I think we're halfway through the Greek letter alphabet, right? We didn't have lambda, nu, pu, chu, and chai, right? Pending those things, we're going to be in Houston, and we want you all to be there with us, because I want to see your face. I want to actually see those who are in the chat, talking and saying whatever. We'll also have live mics. We'll have mics so you can come and ask a question. So it just won't be us up on a stage talking to you. We will actually you'll be able to actually be on camera. It'll be a full production. So get your wig split, do the whole deal. Because if you come looking halfway, that's on you, because that's the product you decided to put out. And we're going to be live. We're going to put it on YouTube, and we're not editing it out. We're putting all the good and the bad. So having said that, make sure you like the channel, tell your friends, bring your friends, right? Let's do that. Matter of fact, I'm going to put a challenge out there. This is not out from Ask a Black Man. The person who brings at least 5 new subscribers to next week's show, I'm going to give you $100 out of my pocket. I mean, easy way to bring 5 or more. So that's it. I mean, I don't know if I want to do more.
They gotta say who brought them, right, Chris?
Yep.
They comments.
You gotta say who, and you can't listen. We know who the subscribers are. I have the back channel page. I have the logins. I know who the subscribers are. Bring 5 new subscribers, right? And I'm gonna just cash app you on the spot. I'm gonna
get on the live.
Oh, so they gotta come live. Listen,
you gotta make it harder than that because I mean I could tell I could tell
get on the live and prove it.
5 people to come in.
Yeah, but he ain't giving $100 to everybody that brings 5. So if 2 people bring 5, then the person that brought 6 get the bread. The person that brings 8 get the bread. The person that brought 10 get the bread.
Facts. But if you're gonna do all that work, you might as well come collect that money. Like the raffles. If you ain't present, you ain't getting.
Yeah, I can't believe it if I don't see it. I don't believe it if I don't see it.
So I just want y'all to know that I didn't add all these caveats. So
you made it too easy.
But
y'all talking about holding
my guys are saying that I can't just give money away. But so here's the deal: you got to come to the live. Your friends got to come to the live, right? And I'm not sure if I 100% understand Jamal. You can ask some clarity for that. You got to bring at least 5 new subscribers, and they have to mention your name in the chat, and then you get $100. Now, what's free money? $100 can get your nails done, get your toes done. Or it could be, a dinner. Take yourself out to dinner because half y'all don't take yourself out to dinner no way by yourself. I'm joking, but no, $100, and I'm not asking nobody else to chip in on it. This is all me. $100, and let's do it. If you bring in the most people, matter of fact, I should up it up and be like, they gotta stay and come back for at least a couple of episodes. But I make it simple. $100. You want some money? Bring your friends to the show. And this is not like a gimmick or gag. I want to be. I'm benevolent. You feel me? So let's do it. If y'all with that, let's roll. That's all I got. Wes, thanks for coming tonight, man. Whatever you producing, you gotta get your password off the screen, Wes.
A password? What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's your Facebook password on right there by the speaker. You gotta take that whatever that computer screen is down. We don't want to see your credit card and stuff.
That's that crypto, brother.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's MySpace because that's all.
He working at crypto. He working at crypto. Right?
He doing MySpace. Anyways, man, take us out of here, Sam.
It's moving tonight. I don't know why, but that crypto want to move tonight.
Oh, he must be on that grid bot. You got that grid bot, Wes?
On that what?
Grid bot.
No.
That trades crypto.
No. I'm manually trading on Coinbase.
I'm too lazy for that.
Just so you know, the feds are still watching, so
Hey, Rob, real quick.
They already know anyway. Like they already know.
Since the feds are still watching, I still got to plug this, man. That Solomon's
Mood.
Mood,
that
y'all.
movie, Robert?
Yeah, that Solomon's Mood, y'all. When y'all get done with this, search Solomon's Mood in YouTube. Watch that video. We're trying to raise a little bit of money for it. Once that is raised, that's gonna be a beautiful film, y'all. I'm telling y'all. If y'all like what I say, that film is going wow, y'all.
Robert, we don't really like what you say because you two
Hey, guess who I'm not talking to? Guess who I'm not talking to?
Oh, you talking to the women? Oh, my bad. No, Robert, you mushy as hell, bro. Like you, my bro.
Hey, get in your bag, dog. Do your thing.
Yeah,
I say just next time, just send us a smoke signal next time.
That
shit caught me off. I'm like,
y'all didn't see the switch, man.
Like we'll play along with you. You know what I mean? Like, look, I'll be the villain to help you out. Like you gotta let niggas know.
Rob, I mean, bruh.
We'll throw the alley up for you. Just let them know
what was funny. What was funny is everybody was talking and I was calm, just watching the football game, and then all of a sudden. Like just turned up from there. That shit was funny.
Yo, the Giants blew that, man. That shit crazy.
Yo, Rob kept doing one of these moves right here. I'm like, why? What? Is he okay?
Then he had to get up. he had to get up and leap. Yo.
Cut the camera off. He whoever that was.
He heard something she didn't like.
Facts. Oh, right. The Fed still watching, Shan?
Yep.
We got another minute and 45. So So Robert, you gotta come clean to us, man. Okay. All right. Don't come clean then.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5th.
Oh wait. But the cameras is off though, right, Shan?
Yeah, the camera's off. They can hear it still.
Yeah, I'm on some new shit. Oh, so just so y'all know, y'all remember last week I was saying pull up.
Oh yeah, we called that out. Yeah, we.
Oh shit!
It's happening, man. It's I ain't gonna say it.
I like that photo.
No. Let me show you my other. Hold on. I gotta
Saying like my little brother, just all in the wrong time.
This my.
I like
shit.
that photo too.
That's dope.
It's that easy. That's what we was trying to say. It's that easy. Like, why don't they understand how
that's
easy
like
it
two
is?
of this many. That's 40%.
Like it's
Trill,
not,
you miss it, Trill. You miss it.
Like it's really not fair. You know what I mean? It's really not fair.
That's
really not fair.
I got a little vicariously through y'all.
Let me pull up the other one. Hold on, let me pull up the other one. Where is that? That's got to be in the group chat. Fuck. Now I gotta go this way.
This is what Chris want me to do. He want me to do that